Welcome
Nice.
back. Cam, Smitty.
Good to be here.
Cam said
Yeah.
AG actually making it this time. Yeah, he
Yeah,
set aside.
I'm here.
He
Yeah.
ditched us last time.
I'm here. All right.
Okay, we're gonna swap where all this stuff at so I can see live.
What are we looking at?
I'm putting Discord in front of me, so it's not a
Oh.
lag.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Did you guys did you check out that
the
clip that I
stream on
sent?
my right.
The one from the
Oh,
last.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
showed it to
Oh
me.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a conversation all about balls.
Yeah. it was,
It was about
It was.
my balls. My balls.
yeah, it was about Tuna's balls. Just balls in general.
And
even
AG
balls.
and
McGee.
then Rebels' mind being blown about why is one is lower than the other.
I never knew
One
that.
hangs lower than the other.
I never thought about that. I never was taught that. That was my first introduction to why the anatomy is that way.
Jesus.
So when I initially, so for whatever reason, Kick, you can't download the VOD, right? So I had to play the VOD on my screen and then use NVIDIA to like screen capture it. And it ended up making a video that was like 30 gigs. So, and when I tried to upload it to the Google, the share drive that you have set up, Tuna, it was like, fuck you. So
Yeah, see, I pay for a terabyte on the Google Drive, so it should work.
I think it had just more to do with the file size and, like uploading it, all that at once. So,
I've uploaded a 10 gigabyte or 13 gigabyte VOD to that drive. Like, because the way that I do my recording or whatever, I actually prioritize quality on my recordings.
Yeah.
So my recording quality is actually better than my streaming quality.
So, okay, nice.
So, and I had that set up through OBS.
Yeah, it was working right before we started going live today. Like I tested it really quick and it worked. I had no issue. And then all of a sudden it just said, no, not anymore. No more. So I'll have to screen record again, which is fine. I don't mind sitting and watching the whole VOD back because it's fucking entertaining.
A lot of time.
Yeah, it's another 3 hours, but it's good because it's funny.
Well, you're off tomorrow, so that's fine.
This is true. And then here's the crazy thing. So when I went into the video, I edited the front and back end, so it doesn't say, what did you say again in the beginning of last stream?
Let us know when you're starting the stream.
So we can shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I cut that off for you. And then the back end, just to clean it up. And then when I resaved the program, like I can't think of the word.
Rendered?
Yes, thank you. I am not smart today. Rendered it.
He's had too much scotch already, y'all.
No, I've had 2
Or
sips.
not enough Bloody Marys.
And
I mean, it didn't
He
wake
hasn't
him
even
up.
taken a sip of it yet.
I took 2 sips. All right. When I rendered it, it ended up being
I
like
got mine.
It ended up being like
Probably have
6
some here in
gigs,
a little bit.
which is crazy. 3 times smaller for whatever reason. I was like,
Yeah,
okay. So I have it ready to go onto the YouTube tomorrow.
On the tuba.
I don't have a thumbnail though.
You're talking to the wrong motherfucker for that.
Look, man.
I used to pay motherfuckers to do edits for me.
I'm just gonna put all of us together in a screen, cut us all out, and give it kind of like a black and white, like Goodfellas look. And then I don't know. I just
A little pizzazz.
a little pizzazz,
Like the death row.
Yeah, Death Row
poster.
Records. Yeah, that'd be it. Except
That's what you do as a wanted poster.
yeah. Something that'll just get by for now. But,
I have Canva and everything, but I'm not used to making graphics for like this type of stuff.
Like a YouTube thumbnail.
Yeah, it's a different kind of graphic. Yeah, I'm just used to making stuff for like Instagram and things like that. I mean,
Yeah, like
the
modern.
the style. Yeah, the
like
style
more
of it is just different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you need something or whatever, like if you want to use the Canva Pro, let us know because I can get you the log into that.
I can just add you to the team.
I can use GIMP. I use
pay for a
GIMP.
team.
I'm smart with that. DaVinci.
Okay.
I can make thumbnails with DaVinci too. So
Okay.
it's all. I have plenty of stuff to use on my end. So I'll give it a try.
I know how to push a power button on the computer.
That's typical Army, though.
That's what I do. Now, yeah, you pull out a firearm. I'll break it down and put it back together for you in no time.
Mortar team. Let me twist it, and we're gonna adjust the trajectory, and then boom.
Yeah.
Some things we're just better at than others.
But see, him and I speak firearms.
Oh, you don't think I speak firearms?
I mean, you're a mechanic.
God, what do you think he is?
And actually, hold on, I'm gonna send this to y'all real quick.
Not my firearms.
So I'm proud of my child, right? My oldest. So they're in Kentucky right now, and all of my uncles, they're huge in building ARs. They're about 5 years too late because I was doing them a long time ago. And my uncle built 6.5 Creedmoor, took her out 200 yards. She rang the fucking gong.
Nice.
And it's like I think it's a 3-inch target.
No one even told me this. I had no idea.
I hadn't showed you yet.
I'm just hearing about this for the first time.
Oops.
You don't count. It's like, nah.
The only status update I've gotten is that her aunt bought her a new pair of Vans because hers were so messed up.
Said he wants to save it for the broadcast, you know?
Well, it's on the Twitter now, so.
All right.
Let's see. The tweet.
If you got Cam, oopsie. It was for effect.
I just forgot about it, okay?
All right, I
Let's see.
how do we get this on the screen? Just put it in front of your camera. No, I'm just kidding. Oh.
Yeah, you did it good.
Nice.
I was never a huge fan of the 6.5 Creedmoor. It's an okay round, but I'd still rather have. Yeah, but so 7.62.
It is.
7.62. You're not gonna beat it.
I mean,
unless you start talking 3.38 and stuff.
Well, but
then you're talking $8 a round.
That's why my rifle is a 270 because I like 30-06s. I do, but the 270 is just a flatter, more accurate round. It's a screamer. It just don't have that impact at range. But you have to have it has to be pretty far out there for it to really not have the impact as a 30-06. Really, needless to say, the round itself, the casing, it's a 30-06 casing, just neck down to a 27 instead of a 30 caliber.
It's literally the difference between a 5.56 and a 223 Wild in comparison.
A little more pop, a little less pop.
It's just way faster, flatter shooting round. It's just more accurate.
Yep. Yeah, me and my buddy, he built a freaking Remington 700 from the ground up, and we'd go and take like humidity pressures, barometric pressures, like all kinds of shit. Oh yeah,
wind 3.
Yeah, building recipes like that. That was crazy.
To the west.
I mean, that thing will reach 1,500 yards with ease. Some of those recipes.
When I bought my 270, I went and I wanted a 7mm mag. I wanted the 7mm Magnum, and then I looked at the ammo, and I was like, "No, I'm not buying a 7mm mag.
I need about 3 more GS grades just to afford that."
Yeah, I'm like, Nope. 7mm mag ain't happening.
Yep. But anyway, AG, you have to introduce yourself now.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
There's nothing to introduce. I'm fat, I'm old, and I was in the army.
That was just
Perfect. Next.
that was just about everybody's introduction.
I'm fat and I'm old and I wasn't in the army.
Or the Air Force or the Navy.
We don't count the other ones.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I am a veteran of Call of Duty, okay?
I mean, I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time.
Skep, this is what we have to look forward to whenever we finally get out a Vet Bod t-shirt.
That's right.
That bod.
I love it.
I do. Like a dad bod.
but with more back.
Oh, bro.
I love it.
I need
I
that.
love that.
Yeah.
I love it. See, and I'm wearing a fucking just say no to drugs.
I'm terrible.
Dare.
I have a Guinness shirt on.
I'm gonna have to find a Dare shirt now.
Well, it was
Bro.
our dude. This
Old
shirt,
Dare shirt.
this shirt is from when I was stationed here the first time.
Did you
We did the drug take back program.
guys all went through DARE back in school, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Back
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
day. When was that?
Find
Like
an old Dare shirt.
late 80s, early 90s?
90s.
Yeah.
90s, yeah. It
early
was like
90s.
mid 90s, yeah. It's when it ended.
I think I remember starting up in the 80s.
Like late 80s, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
87,
Well,
89,
when I got-
somewhere in there.
80,
Well-
like late 80s might be even on just a hair.
Hmm.
Like when I got to high school, I didn't remember anything about Dare. That's for sure.
Let's find out.
No.
I was
I
too
think
busy
my
smoking
last
pot.
dare was
Experimental purposes
in
only,
fifth-
sir.
5th grade.
Oh, Dare was actually developed in 1983
In
Oh.
Los Angeles, California.
in Los Angeles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It
I
would
grew
be
up in
LA.
I grew up in
Like it was Dare,
Oceanside.
and now it's all
It
about
would
weed
be.
in LA.
Yeah.
True.
Now, aren't they
And
talking
guns.
about legalizing hallucinogens too? LSD, shrooms,
So
DMT, stuff like that?
in Oregon, all that shit's legal. Well, they won't
Yes.
prosecute you, basically. If you have it and they stop you and you have it, they're not going to prosecute you.
Nope.
Crazy.
So it wasn't until 1986 the U.S. Congress passed the Drug Free Schools and Communities Act to promote drug abuse education and prevention programs across the country, and DARE spread rapidly. So it wasn't until late 80s, but by 1994, DARE was the most widely used school-based drug prevention program.
Yep.
So it
I'm
didn't
literally reading this
really
anyway.
kick off until like early 90s, very late 80s.
Nice. We were right in there. We were close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
about
were,
that time.
Mm-hmm.
That was satisfactory.
Yeah, I
marginal
think I was
guess.
in 5th grade in like 95, and that's the last time I had a DARE class was in 5th grade. But I had it all from pre-K all the way up to 5th grade.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what, Skep, you're the oldest one around here, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And then Ashley, I believe. How old are you, Rebel?
38.
AG's next.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm older.
I'm
How
not
old
the
are you,
oldest,
AG?
and I'm not even the second
I'm-
oldest.
I'm 41.
Yeah.
Oh. So I'm the baby.
You're the baby.
Get out of here,
Oh,
child.
shit.
Okay, but I'm almost the baby, which is
Almost.
nice
Okay.
for a change.
There you go. To brighten your day up.
I know. He's usually always talking about how old I
Yeah,
am.
the only person older than me that we play with is Skep.
Yeah. I'm like
That's me.
I'm like everyone's dad.
So
He is Skep Daddy.
that's
Daddy.
crazy.
Mhm.
You can't be my dad though. You'd be like the brother,
Yeah.
the older brother.
You're
I mean, I
Skep
could
Brody.
be-
We're
I
too
could-
close in age there.
Yeah, bro.
I could be your like
Yeah.
stepdad, but
Nah.
What are you doing, Skep, bro?
That's what I was thinking. I was literally thinking that.
Babe, I need you to, everybody be quiet, babe. I need you to say that. And then I'm going to go
No.
make a soundboard of that, please. Just do it.
Do it.
Do it.
I'll throw it in later.
oh my god.
Yeah, but everybody has to be super quiet.
Let me Let me finish my drink first.
What are you drinking tonight?
Hold on.
You see the look on my fucking face? She ain't drinking shit.
What is that? A Fanta with ice?
It's water with tropical coconut, ice, and a salted ring.
It's a salted rim. Okay, makes me feel like I'm drinking something grown up.
He's like,
I mean, did you get on that Shiner level?
I'm drinking a scotch,
actually.
Well, no,
I'm drinking a fine aged.
I like my Coors Light though.
See, there you go. Now you missed it earlier, Skip. I think
I like my Rocky Mountain water.
What, Ash?
I'm just trying to with all the meds and stuff I'm on. I don't know. I told y'all so like I'm just trying to if my body's trying to heal from something, I'm just trying to give it the best opportunity possible. Yeah. So
booze is the best.
Limit. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Booze would kill everything.
A toothache.
And if booze could have killed it, I would have been better before I was sick.
I would be fucked up all day.
I would stay drunk, okay?
You didn't drink enough is what it is.
Apparently.
Because alcohol is sterile, so.
You would think, but whatever Skip, it is.
Skip, can we talk about how much ice you have in that glass right now?
What, I have a little bit of ice. They're small ice cubes, bro.
That's way too much, bro.
It was fucking up to here with booze a minute ago.
I like a lot of ice in mine.
So if you melted this ice down, ice down, it would be probably about a tablespoon of water.
Bullshit. I call bullshit.
No, seriously. It'd be like a tablespoon. Ice expands. It's like full of air. Look how white those ice cubes are.
I can't say shit though. I like a lot of ice in mine.
He's over here he likes one big bowl.
No, that's good. I have one of those cubes too.
That's what she said.
But the water in it opens the flavor up of the scotch.
Well, yeah, that's why I do an ice ball.
An ice ball is going to put more water in.
Can we tell a story about ice balls?
Yes.
No.
Tell me a story. Tell us a story.
Did he sit on a cold bench?
We should definitely tell a story about ice balls right now.
I'm ready to hear this.
Is it the scene from Joe Dirt?
Okay.
All
so since we talked about Tuna's vasectomy last episode, right? We're going to talk about it again.
You're fucking covered up.
Oh man! Somebody have the bag of peas.
This is not my proudest moment.
So he has his vasectomy, right? I go back to work. I leave him at home to take care of himself, right? And they tell him to ice. And
15 minutes 45.
Yeah,
that's important.
So he calls me, and he's kind of freaking out. And he's like, "I think there's something wrong." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean there's something wrong?" And so he's like, "They're really swollen." And everything.
Usually happens once you snip.
So no, this was they shouldn't have been like this anymore. But they were really swelling up really bad, and I think they were disappearing or something.
What was the size comparison? Huge. What would you compare it to? Just so we get a picture in our head.
Like oranges?
He would have to say that. I don't know.
Like a plum, a peach, orange, an avocado. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of a fruit of a size comparison, but
just so we get an idea.
And probably a small kiwi. Yes, each of them.
Yeah. Ooh. So he sends me a picture.
Cantaloupe? Jesus, man.
I'm at work, and he sends me a picture of his balls. I'm like, okay, there's definitely something wrong with that. So I left. I had to go home.
Did you at least grab them and brain it? At least when you took.
No, I literally, dude. I was literally spread eagle, and I was like this, taking a picture of them.
So I rushed him into the hospital to go see his doctor, and he goes in there. The doc is just laughing.
Fucking doctors.
He's like, I don't understand. They're like, how long did you leave the ice on there.
And I said 45 minutes.
He had it backwards. He was supposed to do 15 on and 45 off. And instead, he did 45 on and 15 off. He had literally iced his balls out.
They were fucking frostbitten, blue.
Nice.
Borderline, yes, frostbite.
I mean,
so now I have a nickname because of it.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, do tell.
Frosty balls.
Yeah, he literally had blue balls, Cam.
We're in the doctor's office. We're at the ER, and she looked at me and she goes, "All right, Mr. Freeze."
Dude. Oh man, I couldn't imagine that feeling.
Dude,
once the feeling came back.
Okay, they're giving it. It fucking stung. It fucking stung when the feeling came back.
Oh
Yeah.
I got a refill on pain meds because of that. But here's the deal, right? A doctor, they're going to give you release instructions, right? They can't do it when you're inebriated.
That's true.
Right? And she wasn't back there when they were giving it to me. And so I was like,
a paper like instruction.
I was too fucked up to read that bullshit.
Yeah, but you take it home, and then when you sober up a little bit, you'll be able to read it.
Bro, pain meds, it said every 4 hours, like 3 hours and 50 minutes I was taking. That's precious cargo. I was not wanting to feel anything. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I quit.
I have a story about that. Well, kind of like that. When I had the rod in my leg eventually broke and I had to get it replaced. I was catheterized and the nurse leaned on the bed to check one of my my tubes, my IV or something. And she placed her hand on that catheter tube and it pulled it out of my bladder into my junk with the balloon still attached. And they didn't know. I didn't even know. I'm like, until like a couple hours later, it's like, I gotta pee and I can't. And they're like, oh, you got a catheter. You're good. You just go. No, I can't. And then they lifted up my sheets and they saw that half my unit was about that big around and black.
Oh no.
No.
They're like, we're gonna take this out of you now.
We're gonna take this off. Look, what do you mean?
I showed my dad just to be like, hey, you think this is gonna be forever or what? And my dad damn near passed out.
Oh my god.
You about to join the porn industry.
I watched I watched a extremely intoxicated person rip one out of him.
Oh, what?
With the balloon filled.
Oh
yeah.
No.
Yep.
No, this is not.
Yep.
No.
Did it explode? Like, did it split in half?
No. I don't know.
Like
I don't know the extent of the damage. I didn't stay for all that shit.
I mean,
I was a volunteer firefighter before I joined the army, and they took we had a car accident on the highway outside of town. And we took him to the ER. They put a catheter in, and he proceeded to pull it out.
God, dude.
No, sir.
And the sad thing is, he probably didn't even feel it.
Probably not.
Felt it the next day.
I'm sure the next day. Yeah.
I'm peeing razor blades, and I don't remember why.
Yeah, this highway. The highway by Creech, out here, that's 95. It goes between Vegas all the way up to Reno. But a lot of people travel out here to Creech. Not back then, because Creech wasn't
A thing.
even Creech then. But they go to the test site to Mercury, which is just up the road, and a lot of car accidents. I've seen a lot of stuff on the highway.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I can only imagine. Just shit that I've seen in my short amount. Like I can only imagine what it would be on the outside.
Yeah, Mercury and for a long time, till I was like gosh, I think I was 12, 10 or 12 or something like that. I don't know. It was a 2-lane highway out here all the way to Mercury.
Oh, damn.
So you're traveling right next to each other. People going back and forth. So many car accidents.
Our 16-year-old's thinking about going into like
EMT
or a firefighter or something. There's no way. Tina tried to show me a video. He tried to show me a video the other day. He was like, oh, watch, you can see when this guy like snaps his something. I don't even remember what it was. And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, oh, no, you can't really see it. I'm like, get that shit away from me. You done told me you can see it.
Like, there's like there's like a desensitization process that has to happen. Like, after a little while of seeing the stuff repeatedly, you kind of get desensitized to it.
This is true.
I can't do
I am very
bones.
desensitized to it.
Yeah,
broken bones and bloodiness. I can't really do because it takes me back to when I got shot and when I was hopping around to get cover, my leg was bending.
You know what that's called? It's called
bone and kicking me dead,
buddy.
Yeah, that's PTSD, bro.
That's like PTSD.
I can't even watch horror movies.
Yeah,
I can't either. I couldn't watch the Saw movies. I can't.
It's the gore.
I watched them. I like gore movies. That's my favorite horror movie.
Yeah.
I like ghost movies. I like ghost type scaries.
Like 13 Ghosts and House on Haunted Hill are my all-time favorite horror movies.
I love 13 Ghosts.
Have you guys seen The Cell with who's in it? Jennifer Lopez, was she in
Jennifer Lopez.
Dude,
yeah, J-Lo.
That movie's old as shit, but it's so good, man.
Dude, it's so trippy too. When she actually goes in, like when she goes
in the dreams,
and in the dream.
Wait, is that the one where they? Okay, because this made me really sad because horses are my favorite animals. Is that the one where the horse gets cut in like a million slices?
Yeah. The horse is there. She walks up to it and she's like talking to the horse, and then the glass comes down and just fucking, and then it separates.
I
what
cried.
the fuck?
I cried in that scene.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, the whole
that movie was trippy though.
Getting this guy's head he's like a serial killer or something like that.
Yeah,
and they got to get in his head to figure out how to save this woman in a like a giant tank or something, right? Like a water tank.
Yeah. It was like like a prison cell inside of like a underneath the ground, but it filled with water. Yeah. Watch the movie Megan.
That's that scary movie about the little kid or the doll or something, right?
The AI doll, right?
Oh yeah, the AI doll.
Yeah,
it's Chucky 2000, basically. It's the new Millennium Chucky.
I think I watched that movie actually.
I'm outside my wheelhouse on this subject. Should be like, hey, let's watch a horror movie, and I'm like, I'm good.
I'm not a horror fan.
I like the paranormal type horrors. Or like the
cool.
I can do slashers. I can do slashers.
I like the first two Conjuring, and that was about it. And then they started to get monotonous after.
Conjuring was pretty good. Yeah.
Blair Witch Project, bitches. No.
I couldn't get into that one. It was too
so horrible.
Yeah.
So bad.
So for me, gore, I just can't do on a movie or whatever because I'm sitting there and I want to go into work mode. When I see something like that, but this fictitious ghosts and all that bullshit, I'm like, this is just dumb. That's how I look at it.
See, I don't believe in ghosts, man. So I have a hard time. I have a hard time with it. Like I watch them and they're entertaining, but I just it's bullshit. That's just
I'm
me.
The same.
I think I watch them because I want it to be real. So
Ashley wants to be a vampire.
Oh, I would totally be a vampire. 1000%. Totally. See, I'm not crazy.
What the hell is that?
What?
The Exorcism
of God.
Exorcism of God.
Is that a movie or?
If that's anime, I'm not watching it.
I'm not sure, Merc. I don't. I don't know. I kind of do, but I kind of don't.
Oh.
So it's a movie or is it a series?
It sounds like a movie.
Okay.
It isn't anime.
Thank goodness. I'm not doing the anime thing either.
It's a movie, okay.
It's a movie. It came out in 2021.
I'll have to check it out.
So, Mert, can we talk about how you start a movie and don't finish it?
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Explain that to me.
Okay, you do that shit all the time because you fall asleep, so I don't want to hear
that's
it.
different. That's different.
We've tried to watch one 45-minute episode 3 days in a row because he can't stay awake. So there's that.
That's called old man couch syndrome.
It's called sleep apnea.
And depending on how invested in the show I am, I'm like, by the way, do you want to know what happened? Because I was too invested and I finished it. So
it happens.
Well, now she's got me fucking stuck on this ultimatum bullshit.
Y'all ever heard of that show?
I feel like
The Ultimatum.
Oh no.
None of these guys would know what that is. It's a fucking chick reality series.
Oh, there's some fucked up ones.
And I'm
out
not
right
watching that. Yeah.
There's some dudes that watch that stuff.
There's one out right now that my wife's watching. It's called it's like I'm Dating a Mama's Boy or some shit.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
Holy shit, man. Like it is disgusting.
My daughter's trying to get me to watch MILF Manor. I think that's what you're talking about.
MILF Manor. That's a different one. That one's
yes. I've heard of MILF Manor.
They're like
How
trying
old
to
is your
hook up.
daughter, first of all?
They're trying
18.
to hook up with each other's fucking kids on that.
Yeah, MILF Manor. They're trying to hook up with each other's kids.
Oh.
Yes.
Those shoes are
It should be called Cougar Manor.
That's just
dude.
No.
It's creepy as fuck.
Well, the fucked up thing about it is they're on the show and they're like sons are on the show and they're like trying to bag each other's sons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
One of the challenges is like they had to blindfold themselves and feel the dudes and find out which one's their son by feel.
Yeah,
that's creepy as fuck.
That's weird.
I saw some shit on TikTok or whatever where the dudes will literally like feel each of the freaking mom's tits and be like, which one is your mom?
Oh no.
How is
like
that
legitimately
in the world okay?
It's society today, bro.
Yeah, the fuck?
It's fucked up. Yeah, fucked up.
The one where the boy is obsessed with his mom. Is it a reality show?
That's the one about the I'm dating a mama's boy. The guy is like obsessed with his mom, calls her hot, beautiful, slaps her butt. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? They dance like sensually together.
Ew.
No, man. No, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yo, Merc,
mine is so normal compared to all of this. Like, I don't even know.
It's like the ones with the what do they have, like a dude who has like 45 kids, like 4 wives, and what the fuck? What is it? You know what show I'm talking about?
Are you
It's
talking
like
about the guy
Sister
that
Wives. Have you ever seen
Sister
that
Wives?
shit? Yeah.
You know they've all divorced him now. I'm pretty sure he's down to like one wife now.
Well, the dude's a narcissist, so I mean, I don't blame him.
Sister Wives.
Yeah, Sister Wives.
Sister Wives.
Yeah.
What the fuck
no.
entertainment is that?
Okay, so the ultimatum is like, this is going to sound so normal compared to all of the shows that y'all just talked about.
Good, let's get back to normalcy.
So the ultimatum is just, so they take couples where one of them is like ready to get married and the other one's not. And so the one that's ready to get married issues an ultimatum to their partner. And so they go on the show. There's like 5 couples and they spend like essentially one last night together. And then for an entire week, all 10 people mingle together and are able to like kind of date freely amongst the group. So like, and then they choose a person to move in with for 3 weeks. That is not their original partner. And then after that, they move in with their original partner for 3 weeks. And the whole point is to like, they either end up engaged to the person that they showed up with their original partner, or they end up finding love with some other person, or they walk away single. So it's like essentially the person that issues the ultimatum really wants to go on the show to get their partner to realize how much they're in love with them so that they'll want to get married. But at the end of the day, it ends up being a big shit show. But anyway, this season was kind of cool because it's queer. It's a whole queer season. So it's all lesbians. So that's been interesting. Yeah. That's been really interesting.
Yo, Jay coming in hot with a hose.
See, totally normal compared to what y'all are talking about.
Jay, this is what the podcast is all about. All the random bullshit, bro.
We're talking about reality TV shows.
It sounds like Temptation Island and stuff like that. I could never get into those.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't know. It's somebody else's life to get into, I guess.
I love the names, guys. Airplane Willie.
Right?
Jay is not.
That is amazing.
Jay, welcome back.
Wait, you want to talk about a Rickroll?
Jay's naughty wood.
Doesn't work.
Like I can barely hear your sounds.
Yeah. It's a little chewed up.
Yeah.
I need to turn it up then.
This stream can't hear it apparently.
Doesn't work on.
Let me get you the proper intro. Should we do it?
Yes.
All right. Jay's Naughty Wood coming in hot with a freaking raid to the Hold Fast Outlast podcast. Let's go. How's that?
There it is.
That's
amazing.
Dope. Nice.
Welcome, Raiders.
What did I?
Welcome in.
Welcome.
How's everybody?
Make sure you tickle the follow.
You're
definitely.
We don't have that set up yet, Mom.
I suck again.
Hey, Mom, if you're bored.
Welcome, Raiders.
I didn't pass her the login info. That's the only thing.
That look, she set up my entire Botrix for me, bro. But she did get good experience and can now tell everybody exactly how it works.
You guys.
All right, Jay.
Jay?
Hey, Jay, what kind of wood did you play with today?
Yeah.
That's the question of the day.
To know.
Were you still working on that equilateral stuff?
He said, "One sec."
We don't know.
Yeah. So
moving inside. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
To know.
So what Jay does is he does a lot of woodworking stuff.
See, too much information.
No. I'm explaining what Jay does.
I was talking about moving inside. We don't need to hear about the wood moving inside. Okay.
That's okay. Get your mind out of the gutter, woman. Before I start giving up personal info. But anyway, so Jay works out in his garage, teacher by trade, woodworker, right? So he streams all of his woodworking stuff. So every time he hosts, he'll be, hey, I'm moving all of my setup, all of his cameras, all that good fun stuff inside, then he comes back. So, So yeah, but it's very interesting to watch, actually.
Yeah, I just went to his page.
That's awesome. Some like ASMR, like watching that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's legit.
I watched a TikTok today. A dude go from a log to like a bench with a horse carving and lattice work and everything out of a log.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like, dude, I post. So if you guys remember, maybe a couple of years ago, I pressure washed my back fence on my old house right before I sold it, so I could stain it. And I was pressure washing and staining it, bro. I fucking loaded those videos onto an app and like 50K views, bro.
What the
like
hell?
All of them. Yeah, people loved it because I put a little like chill music behind it and sped it up like 1.5 times or something. And they were like a minute long and they were just fucking popped off. People love that stuff.
You may have just unlocked the key to getting Tuna to go out there and like pressure wash and paint our fence.
I'm telling you, like,
that's the content he needs.
Just set up a tripod, record yourself doing it, snap it off into like 5-minute sections, speed them up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I did.
I'm handy capable right now. Okay.
So I put them on this app called Clapper, right? It's like an
that
older
sounds
version.
Super derogatory.
It's an older version of fucking TikTok faceless older people. Right? This one has 73,000 views on it. All right. This is just me staining my fence.
Why do you look like something out of a Predator movie?
Don't want that.
Ass clapper? That's what I was thinking, Jay.
I'm not.
Apparently, he banks with Navy Federal.
Yes. Thank God my shit didn't show up. But that's all I did. And it has fucking, I don't know, was it 73,000 views on it?
That's not
Great. Another one I posted 25K, another one 6. All of them were
another
one 38 like this.
But your dildo video has how many?
50.
50K?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought it had almost over 1 million.
No.
Oh.
Look, babe, you could totally do that.
It's crazy, right? Just taking a gray fence back to normal color. Like, people loved it. Just
people love
to
watch yard transformation videos as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skep, they just want to watch you wash your wood.
But what I'm saying, like, it was just... There was another one I hung a hummingbird feeder. God, like, several thousand views. Like, what the hell? People like it, Jay. People like it.
Doing wrong.
Yeah.
Take your stuff, speed it up, put a little music behind it, and fucking post it, man. That's it.
Put some ASMR shit behind it. And start posting to YouTube Shorts if you don't. I'm a terrible person. I haven't looked up all the socials.
YouTube Shorts
But
is like...
I do lurk.
Yeah, I don't know. I just all those videos there. I think I have 3.8 thousand followers on that app now, and got verified as a creator.
No,
doing that.
Jay, you're good. You're good. Bro.
Wait, on what app?
Clapper.
Oh, okay.
This is what I think of whenever I think of freaking Clapper. Why is it not working now?
We
what
can't
the fuck?
hear your sound.
It's too low.
It's not even posted on. No, it's not even playing.
Oh.
I got you. Hold on.
Nope. You don't know which one I'm talking
Today
about?
I paint stripped a door and then sanded and repainted it.
See, okay. You did that. Set up a freaking tripod, record yourself with your phone doing that shit, man. I'm telling you, speed it up. People love the home improvement stuff, and you can make ASMR out of it, and people like it. They love it, dude. It's crazy. I don't know why, but people like it.
When I become farmer
that emote
rebel,
though.
I'll
Look
do
at that emote though.
Or
What is
Can we
that?
take it? Can we take a time to look at that emote?
Let me open it in a new tab so I can see what the hell it is.
Naughty wood twerk. Like, let's go.
we got the
I like it.
place.
Apartment, Merc? Lawn mowing videos.
But I mean,
You couldn't even see Skep's face, Jay. In his.
Nah.
no, he just looked like the fucking old nostalgic Predator movies.
I'm gonna do that next time I change the oil on my side by side. I'm gonna record it.
Dude, I'm telling you, like put it
Just
on
like
YouTube.
record me
okay.
I'm
changing
record
the
me doing
oil.
laundry tomorrow.
Okay, here,
Right?
AG, I got one for you. Okay. For that, do that. Explain what you're doing while you're doing it. Make a video less than 12 minutes for YouTube. I did that installing the flat tonneau cover on my truck, and it has like 40,000 views, dude, on a long form video. People like that shit, dude. I don't know.
How many subscribers did you get off of that?
Like 50. It was like 50,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
So now will you go do our fence?
It's on my original YouTube channel that I have like random shit on.
His regular YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Babe, remember, I'm not a handyman. Your words.
It doesn't take a handyman to spray a fence.
I'm a tech guy. Sorry.
You just got to be a man with hands.
She knows I got hands.
But even for the
She's gonna walk up and be like, "What?"
even for the followers,
My hands are broken.
it's all about the content.
My stream deck just fucked up.
My
That's
shoulder.
the problem.
Like what? It could be any kind of
Not
content.
today. My shoulder's bugging me.
My shoulder.
It could be any kind of content you want to post. I mean, it's people getting to know like the stuff that you do. So it doesn't necessarily have to be gaming, you know. Be anything.
Yeah, I'll do
What is going on, bro? All right. My shit is all fucked up.
Yeah, I'll probably do something like that when I'm doing the blueberries next year. It might be a couple years from now.
You do whatever you like, just projects. If you do stuff around your house a lot, like record it, and you can turn it into content really easily. And it's stuff you do anyways. You know, people like to watch it though.
I'm gonna do it whenever finally get around to finishing the floors in my house.
I'm gonna do a tutorial on how to pick up a puppy pad.
Without spilling it everywhere. One corner,
put the corners together.
3 corner, 4 corner.
Do they
pinky
spill?
Out, you gotta pick it up, pinky out.
I thought they soaked it up. Did they spill?
Unless you have a hiker.
Yes.
Oh.
One of ours has started hiking.
Oh.
No, he only. So I've noticed it, babe. He only hikes when he's in like where the puppy pad is in that little frame thing or whatever. Because every time he goes outside, he squats. He doesn't hike.
I've seen him hike outside before. Like
I've never seen him hike outside
in that little area. Like when you look directly to the left.
Oh well, if he has something to hike on, but most of the every time he goes out in the middle of the yard, he squats. So
he hikes his little ass on my desk.
We just need to cut his nuts off, and then we'll
under my desk.
How old is he?
He likes to go under there. They'll be
Jay
5
said-
months on Tuesday.
He still got like 7 months. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I can aim if I don't hike.
right.
I like to put my foot on top of the fence, and then
I rest mine on the bathtub.
And then you write your name on the fence. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go get a refill, pee, and then I will get a dog.
Take one.
Hi, yes, hi.
Thank you.
She needs a faux drink.
I'll take another mocktail, please.
a mocktail. That's good. That's good.
I might get lucky tonight.
Get it.
Me enough
Whoa, we're hitting
mocktail.
like 3 different
Have you guys
mics right there.
Have you seen that? What is it? Squatty potty thing? Have you seen that?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like a.
Lottie,
It's like something you could put your feet up on while you're dropping a deuce.
Oh yes,
Supposedly you're
that's like your natural position.
Yeah.
Squat, yeah.
Shitting in while you're curled up in a ball.
They actually do
Balls
that in
out there.
Japan.
I do that all over the world except for like
Japan's
and
crazy. Like
well,
Yeah, our kids actually got to experience and use
the in-floor.
the in-floor
Yeah, it's
toilets
crazy.
in Japan.
mhm.
You're just like, what do I do? Yeah, you just squat over it.
First time I
Oh,
ever saw
man.
that was in Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
Skep, you're gonna have to tell your story.
Which one?
But when Bumblebee comes back, when you're pissing.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, that's a great one. I've told that
Oh, no.
before. Yeah, it's a story of the Middle East, but we'll get to that.
Jay,
In a mosque.
we still have one of those step stools still hanging around the house. Our 10-year-old uses it
Now
for
you
like
can't
hanging
without
her
it.
clothes up. That's funny.
When I taught my son, I had a good way to do it is to put something in the toilet that floats, like a Cheerio. That's what I used. Pee on the Cheerio.
I never had that.
Yeah. It's weird, like because I have my son and my daughter was far easier to train than my son.
I've heard that they are.
I don't know why.
I wouldn't know, but
My son would like cry, stand in front of the toilet and just cry.
okay.
He had to pee so bad.
Freaking
Oh my
out.
gosh. Hi mom. Hi mom. Hi.
Okay.
They'll get over it, Mark.
To be fair, Merg, you've been
Fuck
poking
'em.
that beehive all day.
You have been.
I've been watching some of that.
She could do better.
Oh, the bedtime story? Yeah,
Hi.
that's a good one.
Hi, Ruger. Hi, Ruger. This is Ruger.
Stop telling the internet how
Oh
I
my
be.
gosh.
Say hi, Ruger.
You done,
Puppies
you
are
done
the
gave
best.
away his secret.
Aren't they?
Hike
Puppies
all
are
the
the
time,
best.
dog.
This one doesn't hike. He's a good boy. I's a good boy.
Mine
No,
doesn't.
you need to start hiking, dog.
Mine
but
doesn't
only
unless
outside.
he wants to
It's
pee
his
on
brother.
on something. It's like, oh, I
Yeah,
want to
he-
pee on this spot on this bush. He'll hike like way up in the air. Most of the time, squats. He don't like making a mess.
We had a dog that it was a female dog, but she would do a combination of squatting and hiking at the same time. Every time she pissed.
Oh, like lifting one leg off the ground while squatting? Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah. I've seen that before.
She would also ride a horse, hump it like a male dog would. And every time she had puppies, she would not have puppies without that horse in there with her. Like the horse was the dad.
It was like a stuffed horse?
Yeah.
Oh.
My bad. Like a little stuffed animal horse.
Yeah.
The light colored one looks annoyed.
It's like, put me down, Dad.
The one Tuna, yeah.
That's the one that hikes.
Yeah.
He don't want to get yellow piss on his white feet.
He's like, okay, I'm good here. What's going on?
He just woke up.
I was napping and you got me up for this?
It's like, I don't want to be on camera.
He won't look at it. He knows it's a camera.
He legit won't either. Like he keeps it's like no.
He's the shy one. He's a little more reserved.
He's got the squirrely puppy eyes.
He's got crazy eyes.
The squirrely puppy eyes. They'll grow out of that.
He's cockeyed as fuck, bro.
They'll grow out of it, man.
I don't think he will.
You just hold him up, look at me like, look at me. Look at me.
I look at him and I'm like, which eye do I look at? Which eye do I look at? Which one am I looking at?
Bro, that makes me so fucking nervous. I don't want to be rude when I talk to people that have like a wander or something. I'm like trying so hard, like just pick one. Just pick one.
I stare all the time, dude. I'll just stare at their nose. Like if I'm talking to someone like that, I stare at the nose. I'm like, I can't because I'm gonna do this. And what are you looking at? What's going on?
I don't look people in the eye because I can't stand when somebody is looking you in the eye and they're looking at both your eyes. Like they're bouncing back and forth. That drives me insane. So I won't look at anybody in the eye. I look them like you said, in the nose or in the eyebrows or something like that.
Look at the boogies. Yeah, exactly.
Have y'all seen that episode or I feel like we talked about this last time, or maybe it was with somebody else. Jeff Dunham arguing with myself.
Mm-hmm. I've seen all of his stand-ups.
He has a whole bit about somebody with a lazy eye with Peanut.
Bubba J.
Yeah, well, it's a skit with Peanut where he's talking about, which eye to look at. He's like, over here, over here, over here. he's like trying to confuse him. He's like, you confuse him. Over here. No, I'm over here. I'm over here.
Hey, Skep, did you see the freaking thing I posted on Facebook with the crazy eyes with the dog?
Yes, I did.
I think it's just because his eyes are so light colored. They look like they're facing the wrong direction.
It's a puppy. He's going to grow out of that. Like my dog Copper, my little guy Copper, his was kind of squirrely when he was a puppy, but now his eyes are perfectly fine.
I'm gonna post it on on Twitter. I'll let everybody decide. Because the consensus on Facebook was he's got crazy eyes.
What he does right now, he's a puppy though. His eyes are still straightening out, I guess.
Wait, what pissing story?
Oh, the pissing story. Okay. Everyone's here. Okay. Now I can tell the pissing story.
Yeah, Jay, you missed the fucking vasectomy story. 20 minutes into the bod.
This is like maybe 2009. Somewhere in there. I want to say it was 2009. So I'm in Bahrain in the Middle East. It's a small little island off of Saudi Arabia. It's like kind of like the dirty Vegas of the Middle East, I guess you could say. Anyways.
Well, Vegas isn't clean. So.
It's where everybody goes to. No one can. Allah can't see them doing haram things, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm over there, and we decided to go on a tour. So we're like, let's go tour the mosque, like the grand mosque that's there. It's like this huge mosque, in Bahrain, in Manama, Bahrain. So we go through this whole tour, and the place is, and they're telling us about these huge looms they use to make the carpets in there. And there's a lot of really cool and neat things to see. A lot of history behind it and stuff like that. So we're like, cool. So anyway, we get through the tour, and I had to take a piss. All right. So we've been in there for an hour. I got to take a piss. I'm drinking water like crazy. So there's this building that's outside the mosque, next to it, like right adjacent to it, I would say. And it's a toilet house. It's like the bathroom house. It's separate, right? And they keep that stuff separated. So I go in there, and I'm like looking around, and I don't know. There's like no urinals anywhere. All there is this big like trough thing down the middle of the room with a wall, and there's a trough on both sides, right? And there's these like pedestals that are, I don't know what they're made out of, maybe marble or granite or something like that. These pedestals every couple feet, and there's like a little sprayer thing, like a kitchen sink sprayer, you pull it out, it's got the hose on it and it sprays. There's a bunch of those hanging up in front of them over the trough. I'm like, okay. So I walk in, and I'm like, no urinals. This is what I see. And I'm like, I'm in a new country. I've never been there before, and I don't quite get it. So I'm like, I guess I'm supposed to like piss in this trough thing. So, I'm trying not to like be offensive or anything. So I stand up on one of those little pedestals. They're really low to the ground. I stand on one, and I'm like, okay, I'm pissing into this trough, right? And this guy comes in. Two guys come in, and they started like yelling, and I don't know what they're saying, right? It's in a different language. I have zero fucking clue what they're saying. And I'm like trying to pee like really fast. I'm like, what the fuck? These guys are like going to murder me because they're coming up to me and like shouting. And I hop down. I fucking spray the piss down the trough with the little sprayer, and then fucking go outside. And I'm like, dude, I tell my buddy, I'm like, dude, these guys are just fucking screaming at me. I was standing on the pedestal thing, pissing in the trough, and they fucking screamed at me. And he's like, bro, that's where they sit down to wash their feet. They sit on the pedestal and use the sprayer to wash their feet that's something they do after they use the bathroom. Like they wash their feet before they eat. They wash their feet. When they pray, they wash their feet. They wash their feet in that, and I pissed in it. I had no fucking clue.
Somebody didn't pay attention to their cultural brief.
I didn't get awesome. That was not part of the brief, man.
Oh no.
God. Lucky me alive. Probably.
Facts. Yeah, dude, before we went off base, when we did the hearts and minds stuff or whatever, they literally briefed us on that shit.
Bro, they're
like, don't pee in the trough.
Is the reason why.
In the toilet.
Skep's the reason why that became like a law in the United States that like the military has to teach the rest of y'all not to piss in the mosque troughs.
I mean, he did say it was 2009. I was there in 10. Yeah. So
I told people like not to piss in it, just so I shared my lesson learned. Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't create an international incident, bro.
Yeah,
he went down, babe.
I think this is probably not the first time it's happened. Perhaps, I don't know. I feel like I can't be the first guy that's pissed into that trough.
You were literally the reason that the cultural briefs were.
So created. On the back, like along one of the short walls, the trough went down the whole middle of the room. Along the short wall was a bunch of stalls with toilets in them. Yeah, I did rinse it down. So, look, it felt a little weird. Huh? Like, why do I need to stand on this fucking pedestal to piss into this thing? That didn't make it. The thought was going through my mind, like, this doesn't feel right. Clearly, I should have went with my gut on it.
Skep looked like one of those fountains of the little boy peeing.
He just didn't go around the corner to look for the toilet.
Yeah, pretty much that's what happened. Anyway, that's my peeing in the foot washing place at the Grand Mosque in the Middle East story.
Well, it sucks that you didn't get to go off base in Japan because you would have seen the infamous squatty potties.
Well, I mean, I've been in Japan before. I've been to Atsugi several times. So
you've seen them before then?
Oh yeah. A lot of the bars and stuff, they have them in them.
So it was funny. JC, our youngest, every time we'd go somewhere, she'd be like, "I gotta go to the bathroom," and we're like, "Why?" And we figured it out. Number one, it was because they had the heated fucking seats.
Yes,
right.
Loved the bidets.
Yeah, the heated seats, the bidets, and then the squatty potties. Like when we were in public. And it was a public restroom. She's like, squatty potty. And she's like, I gotta use the bathroom. And she'd go, and she'd be in there for fucking 15 minutes just trying to pee to make herself pee.
Forever. Yeah.
Bro. That's hilarious.
She just thought it was the funniest shit.
Warm seats.
It's so weird, though. And
the warm seats were kind of weird. But, once you got used to it, you're like, okay, this is actually kind of nice, especially in the winter. Because you know how cold it got over there.
Yeah.
You have to train your brain that this is not warm from somebody else's ass.
Exactly. That's what it was.
That's the worst.
Hey, babe.
Sit down on the toilet in the airport and you're like, this seat's kind of warm. Yeah.
Ew. I figured he would lay down.
Ew.
This is definitely
Why is there a hole in the stall wall?
That is disgusting.
No, the first time I saw one of those was like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't have to squat to pee over it, but it was weird. And there's little spot where you put your feet at so you don't slip, Yeah. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
See, we come from the generation where every sports arena, just like the urinals was a trough with ice in it. So it's understandable that you would piss in a foot washing station.
Oh, I thought we were way past that already. I thought we'd forgotten about it.
Ash has already put both the dogs up. Oh, Rebel, I love you.
Well, you talking about pottying still, different kinds of fucking toilets.
I mean, they make conversion. Look, all right, they make conversion kits or little attachments that you can put on an American toilet that has the heated and the bidet. And I've been half tempted to get one of them.
They do have those, and it connects.
His
right
grandmother.
To the water.
His grandmother has it in her house now.
Yep.
So what does it connect to? Like your sink, or the cold ass water to the toilet?
The cold water to the toilet.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Connects right into the line.
But you can get some really fancy ones that'll heat it up in the lines and all that stuff. So
when you shock your skin with cold water, it keeps it nice and firm and tight.
We're talking about buttholes.
Exactly.
Hold fast, outlast. You never know what you're gonna get.
All right.
I'm kind of hoping that thing stays tight all by itself. It doesn't need cold shock.
This is what I pray for in my age. Please.
I don't need involuntary excretions. I don't need incontinence.
Yeah, so they have one at Lowe's made by Kohler. I think it's $334.
Is it worth it? That's what I want to know.
I mean, I would never get my 10-year-old out of the bathroom if we bought one.
Oh, I mean, sometimes shit's worth it.
Yeah, she'll just go sit on that toilet just because it's warm.
I can get you one straight from Japan for fucking $40.
Wait, what is it called?
Just go to Lowe's.com and type in bidet.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you can get the high-end ones in Japan that will convert over to US stuff. $40, and it's got the heated seat and the heated water.
I gotta remember bidet is not spelled BDAY.
No.
Bidet.
BIDET.
Yeah.
But yet he's the highest
Wait, it's not.
enlisted rank in the room.
Good day, mate. Is that a
I thought y'all
bidet?
were supposed to be educated, bro.
Look,
Oh no.
I didn't say I could spell. You don't need to spell.
Yeah,
It's
this one-
birthday, Skip.
It's heated. It lights
B-Day.
up. Everything.
Squirting your hole with water. It's not as bad as you
It even
think.
has a warm air dryer.
There's,
And what if I like it? Oh no.
So
Which
you
one
can
is
old
it?
squirt and blow on your booty hole.
Yep.
The old squirt
Dude,
and
I'm
blow.
gonna tell you right now.
It'll wash
Jay,
and dry it.
Well, then you know what to
it
do
is
with
nice.
your wood.
It really is.
the
There it is.
Pure Wash E580. Is that the one?
Has adjustable. Hold on.
Oh,
The
bro.
E580. Yeah, the E580 light round slow close heated bidet toilets.
I feel like I need an electrician to install this for me.
No.
Is it battery powered? Is it battery powered?
USB. Yeah.
But it has
Battery's not included.
adjustable
Control it with
nozzle
your phone.
position, water temperature, and water
It's
pressure.
Bluetooth.
They have that. They have Bluetooth ones that when you come in there with your phone, it automatically lifts the lid for you.
Alexa, squirt my butt.
As you wish.
98 degrees, please.
Oh man.
Hey Alexa, my dirt star's dirty. Fix it.
As you wish.
Your wish
Melt
is my
chocolate
command, master.
starfish.
It chimes.
no. Okay. So you know how if you've ever had a Roomba,
Yeah.
like
Oh
any of the
my
Roombas.
God.
Okay. So you know how you're supposed to name the Roombas, right?
Yeah, mine's name is Betty.
Okay. Mine is Oscar, and then I have and then I have the mop one too.
Ooh.
And that one is, what did we name the mop one? Oscar, Moby. That one's Moby.
Yeah, Moby.
So if you got the bidet,
For Moby Dick.
if you hooked it up to the Alexa, you could call it like Aquaman.
Yeah. Hold on.
Aquaman.
I gotta
To
ask.
clean my butt.
Summon Aquaman.
And then you're sitting there like,
Summon Poseidon.
As you wish. I make mine say as you wish. Anytime I give it a command, it says as you wish. It's fantastic.
Do that. I haven't done that.
Yeah, you can make the response custom.
yeah.
So I did that.
Okay, I need
That's
to.
great.
I need to learn how to do that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Well, the app's on my phone. You just have to download the app. Fucking log into it, and you can do whatever you want with Alexa.
So I gotta
Okay, well, I
ask,
need to do that.
does that mopping robot work on wood floors? Or is that a bad
It-
idea?
Asked her how many times she's used it since we bought it.
I know. I need to. Okay, the problem is that we have to set up all these gates throughout the house because of the dogs.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Spit my booty hole. Oh no!
Spit on my booty hole.
And then you it's like, and the response is like, "You're dirty, boy."
Or no, after it gets done, be like, do the Ace Ventura. I wouldn't go in there. Do not go in there.
But to answer your question, it should work just fine. I mean,
I'm fearful.
I mean,
It dries.
Yeah.
It mops and dries at the same time. She just has not set it up or used it.
I just haven't mapped it yet because I hardly ever
Moby
even
was
get
stupid.
to. I hardly ever even get to use Oscar right now because of all the gates and stuff. Like I have to literally break everything down and move it all out of the way just to run it one time. So I haven't been using them as much as I'd like to, but one day, eventually.
They have lawnmowers now that
Yeah.
you can set to constantly keep running back and forth like Roombas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they're fucking
doing that.
expensive though. They're like $1,000.
Yeah, the automatic
Yeah.
mowers.
The cheaper ones are like $1,000.
I mean,
And all they're
it's
cut with
crazy,
is like
though.
3 splitting razor blades.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you got to think. So,
They're
like
this
the
big.
I'm literally allergic to the fucking outside world in the state of Louisiana.
So we pay somebody.
Almost died, so I have to pay somebody. Otherwise, I'm miserable for 3 to 5 days after I mow the yard. So for me,
it would eventually pay for itself.
About $30 a cut every week. That's going to pay for itself before a year.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
I would be afraid, but like it just goes haywire one day and just starts cutting up all your fucking plants. You come outside, it's like fucking tilting on the bush, like chopping it up, you know?
It's $1,400. It cost me $1,400 a year to mow my yard.
It would pay for it in a year, yeah, for sure.
Well, our only issue that would be how much it fucking rains here, though. Like, imagine it would need its own scuba gear.
I can't go. It rained.
We've got like a little pond in our backyard every time it rains.
Jay's
right.
No
shit, Jay.
Wait.
No shit.
Just wait, yeah.
I mean, hell, Roomba is probably all assembled overseas and sold for fucking 175% markup.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you get all these other brands of them, too, that do pretty well, I guess, that are cheaper.
Yeah. Can y'all shut the fuck up in there? That'd be great. Thank you. I know y'all can hear that.
Just a little. Little woofs.
Our daughter has a toothache.
Uh-oh.
Which one?
Jace. That tooth is bothering. She's like, my tooth is bothering me really bad. And I'm like, well, there's not a whole lot I can do about it right now. You're kind of in Kentucky.
And that motherfucker's about to come out.
She said it's not loose. Well, maybe. I said, is it loose? She goes, no. Well, maybe.
Is this like one that hasn't fallen out yet?
Yeah, it's one of her baby teeth, and that's why they were like, there is a cavity on it, but they were like, it's not worth doing anything about because it's a baby tooth and it's going to fall out anyway.
Yeah.
So they were like, unless it's like really, really bothering her, we wouldn't mess with it. And now she's messaging me saying that it's really bothering her. Well, you're kind of in Kentucky, so I can't like take you to the dentist right now anyway.
Well, and is somebody holding her to actually brushing her teeth?
Your mom usually does pretty well.
Mom's probably drunk out of her fucking ass and doesn't know what fucking reality she's in.
Okay, well, your dad is there, so they're sad.
I still love my mother, but holy fuck, when she comes over here, I am the angriest person on earth. Ugh. Come on, Jay, come be my mama. I'll call you mommy.
Can I be your mom?
I'm telling you, the cost of living down here is way better than California.
Oh yeah.
Fuck California.
I don't know.
They do know how to party, though.
I'd rather go back to Texas.
Where I'm at is no different, though. You might as well just cut off Southern Nevada, Vegas, and give it to California. Pretty much turned into fucking California.
I mean, just let the San Andreas Fault just separate and then just say, bye. Bye-bye, California. See you later.
That one did not escape over my head, Rebel. That joke. I got you.
Wait, what did he say? I'd missed it. What did I miss?
He said fucking California. Rebel goes, they do know how to party, though. That was like the dad joke.
It was.
Oh my god.
California.
It's like the millennial dad joke, though. You have to be a millennial to do that dad joke.
No, you don't.
Yeah. I don't see like boomers knowing that reference.
A boomer's like 30, early 30s, man.
No, that's millennial.
No.
What is Botrix doing?
Well, actually, I think I was the first year of the millennials. I think millennials started in 86, right?
83.
No, it's like 82.
Like 81.
Is it 80? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's
So-
like 82.
Oh.
We're
Look it up.
technically,
I think it's 81.
I know we're early millennial.
yeah, we're in that early phase where, like, you know, some of it relate to it and some of it we don't.
Yeah, we're like that part of the millennial generation that isn't your typical millennial
Yeah, so it's
generation.
82 to 94 is millennial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the best of both worlds. Technically, is what it is.
We went offline.
Technically,
Who did?
I'm millennial.
Our stream went offline.
Shouldn't have.
No, it didn't.
On
Just
my
refresh it. Refresh it.
okay, I was gonna
Your
say mine
tab.
says channel is currently offline.
Nah, yeah, refresh the tab.
I was born in '85, and I like to say I was the last holdout of Gen X.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're like right there.
Yeah.
Because I'm 86, so it's like right there.
Yeah, I don't consider myself a millennial, and I was born in '82.
I'm just a baby. We're the good millennial.
I'm 79, so I'm like
Before
right
everything went to shit.
Yeah, we're the
before
millennials
Yeah,
that
you're
drank
that
from
time
garden
that-
hoses.
Yeah.
Got locked outside every day.
I'm closing this door. Fuck those dogs.
I was old enough when Nintendo came out to like play it and actually understand what the fuck I was doing.
I did. I played it and understood it.
Yeah, I think I was like 6.
Okay. I got you a fact.
What?
Nintendo was originally a card manufacturing, like playing cards.
Were they?
And it's like in the like 1901 or something when they were like something ridiculously old when they were founded.
In Japan.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
I mean,
can
it
fact check
sounds
that,
so off that it might just be true.
Right. It sounds so incredibly unbelievable that
Yeah. Like, I'm just going to go with, yep, I believe you.
Yeah, the company's over 100 years old.
But when did they like focus on games and consoles, you know? In like early 80s?
That I can't remember.
Because like
Probably after like
Nintendo-
Atari's success, they started messing with it.
yeah, Nintendo NES
Nintendo.
came out in like 85, I think. And Game Boy
Yeah.
came out in like 87 or some shit.
I had a Game Boy. I was gonna say
Yeah.
I remember the Game Boys.
Game Boys were awesome.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was gonna be like the Nintendo Sony or something like that, and Nintendo backed out of the deal, so Sony made the PlayStation.
Interesting.
So it was going to be called the Nintendo PlayStation, then Sony and Nintendo had a disagreement and split.
Yep.
So it was over money, I bet.
I think
So
Nintendo
he's researching it.
didn't think that the CD format was worth it. I think they wanted to stay with cartridge. That's why they came out with the Nintendo 64.
yeah.
That was a cartridge.
Well, when did PlayStation 1 come out? 90s?
Mm-hmm.
It was like early
Yeah.
90s, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I
PlayStation
think
is
it
what
was early 90s.
No, we were Xbox.
Because early
No,
90s CDs came out.
No, I was saying PlayStation is what we played 007 on right before you went to basic.
3 December 1994.
Yeah.
It was
007
Nintendo
was
64.
on 64.
Yeah, it was N64.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, 94 is when PS1 came out.
Yeah.
And in 1994, it was 39,800 yen, which equates to roughly about $398.
Mhm.
That's when it came out in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It came out in America in like 95 then.
Sega was out when SNES came out, and those two were kind of
Yep.
competing the 16-bit systems.
Yeah, Super Nintendo and the fucking
I had a
Sega
Sega.
Genesis.
Sega. I remember
Yep.
Sega. I had one too.
No, it was released in Japan in '90, and it made its American debut in '90.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we said.
So y'all remember the Sega Channel though?
Mm-mm. That was
No.
poor.
Was
I
that
had 3
monthly-
channels.
It was the subscription service that you can get every game on Sega Genesis.
No, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I played The Lion King. I'm pretty sure that's the only
Oh, that was
game
a
I
fun
had
game.
on Sega.
I remember
love
that
Sonic.
game.
Yeah.
You played Sonic. Come on now.
Played Sonic.
Oh yeah, I did play Sonic.
Sonic,
Yeah,
Mortal
Sonic.
Kombat, and I played the Lion King game too.
And then
Street
Battletoads. Was Battletoads on the Sega?
I never played that one. Mortal Kombat and
Yeah.
Street Fighter were my favorite games.
Game Gear.
NBA.
Yep.
NBA Jam was on Sega.
Yep.
And Super Nintendo.
NBA Jam was the shit back in the day.
Yeah, it was. He's on fire.
Bro.
I was always Akeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler, the Houston Rockets.
I had an Olajuwon jersey. I loved Olajuwon.
I did too.
Game Gear. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Took like 16 batteries. Yeah.
Sega Welcome to Hold Fast Outlast, where we all talk about how old we are.
The original battle.
Oh, it was Nintendo.
Hey, I still in this closet right here. I still have the Atari 2600 in the original box and like 50 games.
What?
That's your retirement plan right there, motherfucker.
I mean, the box is beat up,
Doesn't
but
matter.
Doesn't matter.
The box is still there.
Yeah,
does not matter.
I had one too, Atari 2600. I liked Super Breakout, Pitfall. Those are fun games.
Pitfall, my absolute. I have ET in there too.
Oh, that was a fucking terrible game.
Yes, it was.
I don't even know what to do in that game. Did you ever figure out what the fuck you're supposed to do?
No.
I
played it when I was like, last time I played it, I was probably like 13.
I just hopped on a bike and tried to fucking fly. That's all I tried to do.
I never had that game.
Dude. So
it was so bad that they buried hundreds of copies in the desert. It's notoriously the worst game ever come out on any video game system.
But yet, I guarantee you, a collector will pay fucking thousands.
I don't know, because they did recover a lot of them out of the burial, so there's a lot on the market.
Hilarious.
I think I got mine out of a pawn shop when I was a little kid. My grandma would go to pawn shops all the time, and me being a little kid, they'd give me Nintendo games and Atari games and stuff that they had. Just give them to me.
I didn't have an actual like owned gaming console until her and I moved in together, and then we had that N64. But I couldn't, like, every time we'd go to my grandmother's house, it would be all about that fucking Excite Bike and Duck Hunt.
Yeah, Excite Bike, dude.
I had the stand-up arcade in our barn when I was a kid of Excite Bike. We had the coin operator open. You had to like give it credits.
We were 12. No, we were 18. Well, actually, he was 17. I was 18.
Yep.
I remember the N64. That was a good console too.
Yeah.
What is that? What was that jet ski game? What they call it on N64? You know what I'm talking about?
Wave Runner.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That one, and then
Star Fox.
007 was all time.
Well, it was your first
Tony Hawk
multiplayer first-person shooter type game.
Yeah.
That's what we played all night, the night before he left for basic training.
Yep.
I played
all the WCW and WWF games at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Were on. They were all good too.
Paintball mode, yes, and then head mode. Big head mode was great.
Okay, different platform, but what about Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Nobody played that?
I do.
PC.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't a nerd.
And Oregon Trail.
I played PC.
I was not a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all didn't play Oregon Trail in Carmen Sandiego?
I played Doom and Wolfenstein 3D.
I remember Carmen Sandiego.
Doom, and then the multiplayer when that shit came out, that was wild as fuck. Online multiplayer, like deathmatch.
Yeah, what was the other one? That Quake.
Quake was the other one.
Quake.
Quake.
Jay, you being a teacher, you're a nerd, so I will, Nerds Unite.
I loved Oregon Trail. Okay, let's go back further. What about Lemmings?
I always died of dysentery.
Lemmings!
Bro, you can get that game on your phone still. You know that?
Dude, that's back when it was like DOS. I remember like loading the game up with like dot exe.
Yeah.
Run lemmings.exe. Yeah. You put
nerd.
You put the disc in, and it's like you could fucking bend
actual floppy disk.
Discs.
An actual floppy, not like the newer.
I played Leisure Suit Larry was another one that was out there. Fucking
bro.
What was that one where Cubics, where you would hop up and on the
Cubert,
the brick? Cubert.
Yeah, Cubert was an arcade game.
I didn't play that one.
way back.
See, I didn't grow up with technology. That's what's crazy. I think I had a pager when I was 16.
I did too.
I didn't even have a phone
when I was 16.
I couldn't get a pager.
I had to pay for that. I had to pay that $5 a month myself.
Only drug dealers had pagers. That's what my mom thought.
No comment.
I had a pager.
I think I had one for like a year.
That was like the cool thing. I remember sticking it in your pocket with like the little thing on the outside so that people would like know that you had a pager. You know, that was like when your mom dropped you off at the mall.
It was a status symbol.
Your boyfriend would. What was the code for your boyfriend?
143. I love you. 143.
Oh, I didn't remember that,
bro. Literally, when I got that pager, we had codes. And it would be like, I'm not picking you up. Walk the fuck home. You know what I'm saying? Or like, get the fuck home. Or call me 911. Like, we had all sorts of codes. And so I'd get a code and then I'd pull this fucking wrinkly ass piece of paper out just to decipher. It was fucking ridiculous.
And now we have text messaging.
I would go to the payphone and call like 1-800-collect and be like, come pick me up. And then hang up.
Yeah.
You got the we oughta baby eats a boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Nokia.
Did y'all see that fucking TikTok or whatever about that one dude is like talking about drinking from the garden hose and he was like, were sinks not an option? Yeah. And then that chick just goes the fuck off.
Yeah. Listen, we were locked out of the house.
Yeah. We were not allowed inside until dinner time.
She was like, there was even a commercial right before the 10 o'clock news on where your kids were. At the very end, it showed
have reminders. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are?
You better put your sunscreen on in the morning, thick as fuck, because you ain't coming back till night.
I remember 19 under the science table taking notes.
I remember eating like green beans out of the garden and fucking like clovers for lunch.
Oh, you remember those little? Did y'all ever have those little? It kind of looks like a clover, but it had like a little purple flower. We called them rabbit flowers, but it was like a little purple flower, and you could literally just pick it up and eat it. It reminded me of it when you were talking about clover.
What did it taste like?
Clover. It was sour.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about with clover. Yeah, it's like a sour. Yeah.
We called them rabbit flowers.
We don't have that. We have rocks and dirt.
Yeah, cactus.
GTA Mario, my graphic calculator. Hell yeah. That's the TI-83. What are you talking about? Let's go.
We said this last podcast. Drug wars on the TI-83.
Yeah, drug wars. Yep.
I had a TI-82. We didn't have 83s yet. When did those come out?
I didn't have any of that.
Probably that was like the 2000 version.
It was for calculus, but
money.
Yeah, they were like
calculus. Get the fuck out of here, nerd.
Dollars. What?
Right?
We had to have them for algebra 1.
Yeah.
Oh, we weren't allowed to use them in algebra, dude. We had to do everything on paper. Fucking sucked.
Yeah, I had a teacher once. We said this last podcast about how they said you'll never walk around with your calculator in your pocket. I also had a history teacher, that said we would never go through another recession or see another war in our lives, in our lifetime, as the students. We've seen the longest running war and 2 recessions.
Max.
Well, aren't we lucky?
You took pre-cal? Dude, I took fucking pre-algebra, algebra, and geometry, and that shit was all required, and I was done. Fuck math.
Not a math fan.
I took all the basic math.
Like, if it's over 20, you can go fuck yourself.
I took all the APs, but
I took algebra, geometry, and then math models. Math models taught you how to like balance the checkbook and like principle, what principle is, and
why do we not have that for our kids now?
Exactly. That was never an option in my school. I would have taken that shit in a heartbeat, bro.
I mean, I learned about it in my, because I did the co-op program my junior and senior year, where I worked half a day and went to school half a day. And the class that you took in school, you learned about that stuff. But that was it. That was the only class that was offered for that.
Yeah,
See,
I had to take it because I wasn't smart enough to take calculus.
I was the same way though.
Would be the other option.
I hate how. Oh my god!
I got out like half through school and went to work.
See, I was more worried about girls in my co-op class because I was the only dude.
Co-op.
Yep.
That's what they call
you
it.
left like half the day to go work.
Oh, yeah, I did that shit.
That was when Ash was in denial that we were going to be together the rest of our lives.
You're failing to recognize.
I'd go get her fucking lunch every day and all this other stuff. She'd be like, oh, we're just friends. Then all of our coworkers like, nah, that motherfucker likes you. She was in denial for about 6 months. And then finally she was like, oh, he does.
Then she had that whole like, how do I feel though? Conversation with herself.
Well, she had a boyfriend at the time, and yeah.
Yep, did. We figured it out though. Here we are.
Homewrecker.
18 years later.
Damn.
We figured it out.
Cradle robber.
Oh yeah, all 6 months of it. Let me tell you about it.
You should ask her the day she turned 18 and she go try to go buy a pack of cigarettes.
They didn't even card me.
I didn't get carded.
I made him drive me to the next gas station.
I had already been buying cigarettes by then. I went right to the fucking porn shop and bought me some porn.
I was 16. When I was 16, I had a full goatee, mustache, everything. I didn't get carded for anything. It was amazing.
The store right around the corner from my house, my mom would call and be like, hey, my son's coming to get my cigarettes. And so after about a year of that, I'd be like, hey, this is what I need. And I was supplied. I was good to go.
Yeah, just bring a note.
I didn't even need to bring a note.
Yeah.
Poor Jay.
I still don't have a full beard.
Oh, no.
Jay, just scroll through Twitter. You'll see the beard.
Yeah, my parents would. My dad would give me a note and give me the keys to the car to go to the neighborhood store and get his beer and his cigarettes and his Copenhagen and drive it back. At like 12.
I still don't have a full beard either.
I don't think anybody does.
I'm missing some right here. That's about it.
Oh, no.
So.
Mine grows all the way up here. I just keep it trimmed down.
Yeah, mine will grow up here.
Yeah.
So can we talk about this school bullshit?
Which one?
What about it?
Like just school in general nowadays. Like what are they teaching people nowadays to get through life?
Nothing.
Like even college.
College is a joke.
Oh. I could do a whole 3-hour podcast by myself on this topic. It's literally,
Jay,
literally
there's nothing.
I want something great.
Look, Jay, there is nothing against you, bro, and this is not a shot at you because
or
you
teachers
have to follow,
either. It's the school system in general.
Y'all have to follow a curriculum. I've been there. Like I've had to teach a curriculum. Now, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, okay, yes, math, you know, you're going to need that at some point, but do you need fucking pre-cal for the rest of your life? Fuck no.
Do I need to know what like the fucking elements are? No.
Oh, I know it's been lowered, bro. It has.
The bar's been lowered.
What I've seen that's the best so far, and I hate saying this, but there's a high school in San Diego, California, and it's broken up into like 4 different schools. And they're all different types depending on where you place at. So like there's a school that focuses on sciences. There's a full school that focuses on the maths and then like histories and things like that. So it's like broken up almost like a trade school in a way.
Yeah,
and they can,
I think that's...
And they can take courses based on like what they're interested in. Like it's college prep almost.
Sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It's college prep almost.
That makes sense, but here's my thing. I would like, can we normalize not using college as a KPI for our kids' lives. I mean, that's kind of like the way I see it, right? Is like if like the measure of success is whether or not you go to college, right? Like that is the bar for being successful, right? I don't 10 years ago me 10 years ago me would have agreed with that, right? Because we grew up in a generation that said you go to school and you get good grades and you go to college and you get their job and you do all the things, right? And now how many of us are in debt? I'm still $50,000 in debt with 2 degrees that I'm not even using anymore. That's
the crazy thing is because that things change, and what may have been a solid degree or a solid field has now changed, perhaps. So like I know a lot of people that have master's degrees or even higher in a doctorate level in a field where like the only thing that they can do with it now is teach. That's it. And teaching is never paid very well, sadly.
Jay hit it on the head. He said you take an aptitude test, get sent to school based on where you test.
That's exactly
you know what I'm saying. But here's the deal too, though. Like as you mature in your age, you learn different skill sets based on where you're placed at. Right? I never thought that I could manage anything. But after probably 15 years of managing things, I'm pretty fucking good at it. And it's one of those things like as you progress, like skills can be taught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to, college, Ashley's 2 degrees. And what is it? 120 credit hours for a bachelor's degree or whatever?
Yeah.
So, but how many of those credit hours are actually dealing with the degree that you're going towards?
Yeah, see, this is my peeve about college, right? Is that if you go to school, kindergarten through, 12th grade and you graduate and get a diploma, what did you take? You took math, you took science, you took history, you took all the basics. Why
English.
Why in the fuck do I need to send myself or now my kids to a 4-year college to take 3 or 4 more years of science and history and math and English and all of the basic? Why do I need to do that?
Regular colleges,
it's a waste. It's a joke because they could honestly it's a total scam. They could take 2 years of focused courses in exactly what they need to get a degree in and be done and not be so in debt and actually like I got an accounting degree, and do you think I knew what I was doing when I went to my first accounting job? Fuck no. I got it on the job. Yeah. Like I learned it all on the job.
It's that job experience.
Yeah.
Trade schools are the way to go, man. Trade schools.
That's what I tell my kids. I'd much rather them go to a trade school than college.
Well, but nowadays, fucking blue collar workers are making more than fucking educated people.
Bro, there's welders that make $100 an hour.
Yeah.
Well, so what I tell my kids now is unless you need the degree to do a very specific thing, like to be a scientist or an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer, where you actually have to have those certain credentials to do your job, college is a waste of money. Like, and my 16-year-old 2 years ago, she asked me, and I'm a first generation college grad, and I am proud of that. And so my kids would have, or my daughter at the time automatically assumed that I would think that she needed to go to college. And she at the time was really interested in like photography and things like that. And so she was like, do you really think it's worth it for me to go to college for photography? She was like, probably so, huh? And I looked at her and I was like, honestly, no. Well, I don't want to pay for a 4-year college for you to go into photography. I'd rather send you to a trade school, or something that is, and do some like, work with internships and work with other photographers. That's where you're going to learn all that experience and stuff. I'm like, unless you need the degree, I am not pushing my kids into college. I mean, it's not worth it.
My wife does it on the side, and she taught herself and watched videos online. Got her a nice camera, got her lenses, got her the stuff, and she just learned.
I run a business now, and I taught myself everything.
There's so much information on the web that you could basically get all the college education you wanted for free online. You just don't get a piece of
University.
paper.
Yep.
Yeah. YouTube University. Like, and Jay literally just
Jay said it. Just taking high school over and paying for it. That's exactly.
There it is.
And you're taking like 8 courses in your degreed topic, and that's it.
Yeah, your degree topic for 4 years of college is what, maybe 2 courses a year?
It's like 20 credits. Well, in my case, it was 24, but that's because I was trying to sit for the CPA exam. So 24 of my credits had to be very specific, and everything else was general.
Out of 120.
Out of 120, yeah.
So that's my major was 4 courses. Yeah, okay. So Jay, here's the difference, right? And because I could retire and I could be a college professor based on what I have just an experience in certifications. Mm-hmm. I have 2 associate's degrees, okay? And I went through 4 courses, 4 college courses, and I can now be a college professor. And that's just because of experience. I've got 3,700
college professors usually have to have a PhD.
Well, it's a community college type thing, but whatever. Like, I can teach at the college level based on what I have.
Yeah. So there was a particular thing that happened that really fired me up about this this year, actually, with my oldest, because that's a question you get a lot when you have a 16-ish old. I don't know if you did, but for us, it's like, oh, well, what does she want to do? Or where does she want to go to college? Like, well, I don't think she's going to go to college. I don't think that she's a college track kid. And so we're kind of encouraging our kids to explore other avenues. And anyway, so my kid Piper brings home, she starts her junior year next year. And she brought home a paper about this program she wanted to do called Jumpstart. And she's telling me about it, and she's 16, so she only gets about 40% of the information that comes in. And so she's like, and I'm like, okay, well, she comes in, she goes, the only difference with this program is that I can take classes for like things that I might want to do, like a EMT or things like that, like blue collar kind of stuff, and it replaces some of her regular classes. She said the only thing about it is that if I wanted to go to college after I graduated, I couldn't. And I was like, okay, well, you're going to have to explain that a little bit to me, because I understand the mechanics of, graduating high school and getting into college. And generally, as long as you have a diploma, you can get into a 4-year college, right? And so I'm like, what's so different? Do you not get the same diploma? Like, what is the difference between you and all of the other kids in the school with this program? She's like, well, I'm not really sure. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not signing off on anything until I call the school. So I called the school to inquire about this program. And I said, my daughter was saying that if she wanted to go to a 4-year college after she finishes it, with her diploma, she couldn't. And I'm like, I'm trying to understand what that means and why. And the counselor pulls up her, records or whatever. And she's like, well, my first question is, why would she want to do this program? Her grades are really good. And I'm like, she brought it home and was interested in doing this program, and she's interested in some of these classes and, or things that she wants to do or whatever. And she's like, well, but she gets, really good grades and all this other kind of, so we kind of go back and forth, and I come to find out in a roundabout way, she's trying to tell me that this program is for delinquents. This program is actually for kids who otherwise would not graduate. And she's like, so I just, want Piper to understand that she's going to be in classes with a different caliber of students than what she's probably accustomed to, because she's in like AP classes and stuff.
Oh, yeah, she's going to be in class with a bunch of dummies, basically.
Exactly. That's what she's trying to tell me.
My class.
I'll say it.
But this really pissed me off, right? Because I'm going, how many kids have we sent off into the world at a disadvantage because we discouraged them from doing things that they may have been more interested in because we were trying to push them along this path of college, right? When in reality, there are so many kids that we need next generation firefighters and police officers and EMTs and paramedics and all welders and all of these other jobs that don't require you to go to college, of skills, right? That kids may have been interested, but they never got the chance to explore those things because they weren't encouraged to do so, because they were told that those were for the delinquents, for the kids who otherwise may not have graduated. And so this woman was like, she could totally stay in this, and that way if she wanted to go to college, and I'm like, and she's like, why would she want to do that? And I'm like, and I finally, when I understood what she was saying to me, I was like, because she's not interested in going to college. She's not interested in anything that college can offer her right now. She doesn't want to take 2 more years of English and science and math when she could be taking classes and things she's actually interested in. Oh, by the way, by the time she graduates, she could be a certified EMT and have a job and not be in debt, and not be figuring her life out. But if she changes her mind later, the worst thing is that she has to go to a community college and take like 4 classes in order to be able to get into a 4-year college if she wanted to. Because the only difference is that they're able to kind of finish some of their core classes 2 years early. And that was the reason why she couldn't get into a 4-year college with this Jumpstart program immediately after she graduated if she wanted to. And that just really lit me up. I was like, why are we not asking kids, kind of trying to funnel them along the appropriate path versus the only right path is college and everybody else is the delinquent? Like, I don't.
Yeah, they're not going to be successful.
Right. Yeah. I don't understand that. That really just kind of irritated me. So I was like, this is what she wants to do, and I'm going to support it. Like, once I understood, what the can't go to college meant. Yeah. It's like, worst case scenario, I sent her to a damn community college in a couple of years if she changes her mind. Yeah. It is what it is.
And by that time, she's figured out how to be an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, let's be real. At 18 years old, you don't know how to be an adult. Let's be honest.
A lot of people don't know what they want to be when they grow up at that point anyways.
Which is why they waste the first 3 years of college taking core classes.
Dude, fuck, I'm almost 36 years old and I don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
I was 38 and don't know what I want to be.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are still like, you lock yourself into so much money and time into this thing, right? To get this piece of paper when half the time it doesn't mean anything. Half of them don't mean shit. Unless you're doing specific things, like you said, a lawyer, teaching.
Right.
Like you're focused, like, I have to get this degree because I want to teach. And then you do that. And that makes sense. But
that makes sense. Yeah.
But most people are not using the technical side of things the way they should be, Like, I want to go be run a Fortune 500 company. So I got to get my degree in business management.
Business management.
What the fuck's that going to get you?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Wasted time.
Yeah. I started in anything,
right? So
I got into Penn State to do my master's in that because that was just something, as growing up, that was the trajectory, right? So now I have my bachelor's degree, so I was going to get my master's degree, and and then I was like, I took 1 semester and I was like, this is not me anymore. And I'm not going to get anything out of this because I was taking more accounting and more basic classes. And why do I need to do this? And I was like, nah, fuck it. And I dropped out.
Yeah, you can get a bachelor or associate. You get a bachelor in general studies and pass teacher tests to be a teacher, but you have that level. Yep. You just have that level of education that they're looking for, and passing the test, obviously. But
it's just checking a box.
What's also bad is they don't call people out to say you're taking the wrong. You're not. Don't major in theater and minor in music. They don't do that either. That's encouraged, and that's a mistake. That's a mistake. How are you going to use that when you get out?
Right.
Jay, how long? Question: how long did it take you to figure out and settle in on being a teacher from when you started? Because you go in, you got this degree, you're going to teach all this stuff. Well, yeah, but
So
that's
you
what I'm
knew
saying. Like
from a young age you wanted to be a teacher.
Well, but how long did it, like, after you graduated college, you got your teaching job or whatever, like, how long did it, you're like, okay, I got it. Because you just said there was, like, zero help with teaching.
Oh, you mean like once you felt like you knew what you were
like
doing?
you like
you
knew
wanted to do.
exactly what you were doing.
He said, I don't.
You said, I still don't.
I think it's a learn as you go thing, honestly, with a lot of things are.
Sure.
Yeah.
You just have to have that ability to be able to absorb as you go.
And adapt,
well, but I mean, in every class that you have is going to be different. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
like, it's a learning curve every single class. You know, and just but it's teaching is all about reading people. You know, like for us, we had 104 students. You know what I'm saying? We had 104 students, and I had to teach 104 different ways. You know, because everybody learns differently. So you had to figure out what made them tick to be able to comprehend and absorb that information that you're trying to give them. Mm-hmm. You know, so basically a teacher could be a fucking counselor or a fucking psychologist because you learn to read people. You know, and that's what I learned out of those 4 years that I did the instructor stuff is how to read people. That's literally it, bro. Mm-hmm. And every part of that teaching that you do is trying to put that little piece of you into them, and hopefully they are set up for that life after.
That's kind of like
take it out of your class.
That, like, I relate it to like me joining the Air Force as a finance officer, right? Like, I got in as a finance officer because I had a degree in accounting and I had experience in accounting. But I had zero experience, like, because I'd been, 10 plus years, I'd been working in finance and accounting jobs. So I had experience, plus I had the degree. So sure, you can be a finance officer. But I didn't know anything about government accounting. I took one class in government accounting because it was required in my, college degree or whatever. So I'm like, I walked in not having a fucking clue. I was just as lost as anybody else, officer or not officer in the finance field, because I was learning from scratch because I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I had to learn that on the job. There was no degree that could have taught me that.
I think that's a lot of the degrees that you can get aside from specific things, Mm-hmm. A lot of them still require some sort of, I don't want to say internships, but experience in the field. Like, you can't just go get a degree in psychology and become a psychologist. You know what I mean?
No, you have to do years of internships.
There's years of time you have to put in for that. It's like, it doesn't.
When you could just go and, but the thing about it is in lieu of that college, go do the internship, learn how to be one, and then you're right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the college is not going to teach you how to be one. Yeah, it might teach you a little bit how the mind works, but you can also learn that on the job.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us, right? Okay, specifically us two, right? The fucking how many years we've been in. We're basically fucking counselors every day that we go to work.
Yeah, I would argue that my experience over this period of time far exceeds that of like a psychologist or a counselor sitting in an office who's been a couple years out of college or a few years out of college.
1,000%.
I can help somebody far better. And this not being arrogant, but just saying that knowing how to do that and knowing how to talk to people like that, it's you don't get that just from fucking sitting in classes and a couple of years as an intern in an office somewhere.
Yep.
Well, there's a big difference, or there's a balance, especially with psychology, because I'm a psych major. My first degree was psychology. And one of the reasons I didn't pursue it was because I needed so many internships, and I was a military spouse, and we had a kid, and I couldn't afford to not work, and internships are not paid. So, but there's a balance there, especially with a career like psychology, being a psychologist and stuff, between understanding the physiology behind it. The anatomy and the physiology, that's what you get from your books and your, and your degree. But the implementation, totally different story.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Look, Jay, parent, counselor, teacher, psych, janitor, group therapy.
I get all that as a parent.
You do.
At the end of the day, everything can be taught if that person is willing to learn the information that is being given to them. It really can. Like JC, our 9-year-old, 10-year-old, okay? But at 9 years old, no rhyme, no reason, because Ashley hates fucking coding. I don't even know how to spell code. She coded 2 fucking mobile games on an iPad. She taught it to herself.
She's just interested in it.
And she's like, I want to learn how to code. Fucking got her a computer.
Dude.
And she is now on Roblox learning how to fucking code.
That is a fucking skill that like she should stick with. She's got that ability. Like that is a career 100%. I mean, she's already written 2 programs. Like shit.
Yeah. She's like, here, play my game that I wrote. Like
I would
I'm just like, simple,
that's
right?
crazy.
Throw it on there for $1. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like, and she did it through Roblox.
Yeah.
Of all things, through Roblox, and Roblox actually offers a fucking coding class.
Yeah.
For kids.
And
this is why she is now homeschooled and not at a school. I mean, that's not the main reason, but I mean, Louisiana has one of the shittiest fucking education systems in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? And
Nevada's right there with you.
And I can tell you, fucking Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi are the bottom 3. But the thing about it is we'd go to parent-teacher conferences and they'd be like, she gets done with her work in like 5 minutes and she goes and helps the other kids. And they're like, she's too smart.
She was reading at a 7th grade level when she was in the 3rd grade, I think is what they measured her at.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3rd grade. She was at a reading comprehension level of fucking 7th grader.
Yeah.
She didn't get that from my dumbass, I'll tell you that. But yeah, Jay, text me that link if you don't mind on my Twitter. Send me that on Twitter if you don't mind.
Code.org.
We'll definitely look into that.
Yeah, they teach coding.
Yeah, so we pulled her out and homeschool her, and I love that it gives her the opportunity. I have a website where she does like some basics or whatever, but it was funny because the other day she was like trying to figure out how to do, it's like a division thing, and I was like, use your calculator, use your phone, and she's like, well, I'm supposed to be, I'm like, I don't care what it tells you. I'm like, there is no point in time in your lifetime that you are not going to have access to a calculator in your pocket. I do not care if you know how to do it by hand. I care that you understand when you need to apply it. And then how to get what numbers to plug into your calculator.
The basic principles.
Right.
What is the basic principles of how to divide? That's it.
Or when do you need to divide versus multiply?
Exactly. When to use what formula.
Right.
That's more important than anything.
Right. But showing your steps and all that bullshit, no, she don't need any of that. I was like, use your phone. Like, she was like, huh? She didn't understand. I was telling her to, shortcut it and use her phone. But then, so she just does the few basic things. And then I have another website that she uses called OutSchool. And it has courses in like, you name it, like coding, photography, there's clubs in there. Like she can do anything that she wants.
They need to do
the teacher is challenging you right now, babe.
Need to do the steps, huh?
Well, our point, Jay, is that
but do they need to know
when in your
why?
adult life would you need to do the steps? Like I haven't used it.
Like why does she need to know the why?
Like I've been in aerospace for a long time and I use calculators and shit. Like I know what formulas I need to use to figure out bend radiuses and metal and tubing and inside and outside diameters and all that air forces on aircraft and all that. I don't need to write the steps on paper. Like I've never had to
know what formula to use. That's like, so I went to.
Not now,
Yeah. Well, I went to school to be a traffic investigator, and that is like the hardest DoD course ever, and it is very math heavy, but it goes against every law of math you've ever thought, because in math, right, I'm going to solve for X, right? And, well, in freaking traffic investigation, I start with X, and I have to work backwards. So if a motorcyclist hits a fucking culvert, that dude flips off, and he dies, I have to work from where he landed all the way back to where the point of origin is. When I went to the school, I had to write it all out. And that was the worst part of it. But then at, one of the tests that they gave us, they're like, oh, here's a calculator. I'm like, why didn't you just...
But I think...
I get it. Like, I get learning how to do it.
Yeah.
But with modern technology, you can learn, I can do it.
So
I just have to worry about not fat fingering.
His point is that you have to learn the long way so you understand how the short way works. Otherwise, like, if you make a mistake somewhere, punching numbers, like he says, you wouldn't know why. You wouldn't be able to figure out why and how to go back and fix it if you didn't learn the long way.
Yeah, and see, with her in that instance, it was like she understood. I mean, she had all the numbers and everything. It was actually just carrying out the long division that she was, confused about. And I was like, just use your calculator,
All you need to know is like the basics, really.
Yeah.
And then you can, what's 2 + 2? Up to maybe 3, add maybe 3 numbers, and 2 numbers division.
Like understanding if I need to get the square footage of this room, what do I need to do to get there? Understanding that concept is more important than being able to write out the whole multiplication yourself, Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
How do I figure out the area of a circle or a square or different shapes?
Yeah.
Jay, I have a proposition for you. Me and Skep have already talked about it. What do you think about hopping on the podcast as a guest one day?
Ooh, yeah.
And we can go real in depth on this teaching stuff.
Oh, gee.
We'll interview you professionally.
I've said my piece.
I'll just make dick jokes.
I've been on my soapbox.
What do you mean? That's on you. We're asking you if you want to do it, bro.
Discord video.
Yeah.
Do I bring my wood? Absolutely. Well,
bring us show and tell. Yes.
I was going to say absolutely.
We like show and tell.
Well, maybe not.
Lab work. That's what we like. Lab work. Labs are the best. Lab work is always the best work. Sitting in a book sucks. Lab work is the best. Everyone loves labs.
I need you to be in the...
Unless you have to dissect a frog. I'm not doing that.
Oh, man. That was fun. I enjoyed. We did squid, frog, owl pellets.
We had a calf, I should say.
Oh no, that's even worse.
It was stillborn. It was a stillborn calf donated by one of the ranchers. So they used to donate to the school. I was in a country ass town, so.
I was the person that had to petition the principal because the teacher threatened to fail me if I refused to cut open an animal in class. And so they forced them to allow me to order this kit from like a website that mimicked, the organs
like
and all of that
one.
kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then
you're not allowed to have that accent and not cut open animals.
Oh, no, I don't. Mm-mm. I don't even eat animals.
Well, you need to start talking different.
Damn.
You can't have that southern accent and not
southern and not eat meats.
The only accent I got.
Dad. Yeah, start talking Californian. Dad.
What's crazy is she's from Louisiana and don't even eat crawfish, bro.
It's not worth it.
It's worth it.
It's totally not worth it.
So today,
right, it's 100%
crawfish.
Okay, I know somebody's gonna make a joke about this because I can just.
So today I had a spider outside my house, right? I'm like, oh shit, a spider, and Jill's like, oh, just shoo it over into the plants. She is vegetarian. So I was like, okay. So I started to kind of shuffle it with my foot a little bit, just kind of making it go the direction of the planter bed, and it had babies on its back, like little spiderlings, and they started coming off of it. And there's like 10 of them all around it, running around. I'm like, there's a bunch of little babies on the back of this thing. Are you sure you want me to put this in the plants? Because we're just going to end up being infested with fucking spiders at some point. Now she's like, go get your blower and blow it off. And I was like, all right. So I go up, get the blower. And I'm like, okay. I look close at this thing and it's literally just the spider is twice its normal size because all the little babies are riding around on its back. And I'm like, listen, like, I got to kill this one. I'm sorry. I have to.
Look, my homeowner's insurance is paying for a whole nother motherfucking house because I'm burning that bitch down.
Right. I am an animal lover.
Spider, you know?
I am an animal lover all the way up until you get to spiders.
So if there's a spider in the house, like I will take it and put it outside, right?
I'm breaking up the blowtorch.
Yeah, like this one.
I'm calling my daughter.
This was the exception. It had to go, so it got the foot. You know what I mean?
4 legs is as far as she goes. If it's got more than 4 legs,
no, I'm good with
kill them all.
Octopus and all that stuff.
Those aren't legs.
One spider,
tentacles.
One spider, okay. 100 babies, nah.
It's not. Hey, I'm taking that fucking $60 hairspray she's got, and I'm taking a lighter and we make it a blowtorch, homemade.
I literally will suck it up in a vacuum. That's generally my go-to. Is I find the longest thing I can, which is usually the extension of a vacuum.
Not me though.
They're just gonna be inside the vacuum.
And I put it outside until somebody else can come home and deal with it.
The spiders.
Spiders. We're talking about spiders.
If I would have found that outside, I would have got my blood.
I just stomped on it and squished it around, and it was gone.
I have like a flamethrower that you use to turn weed, and it hooks to like a 5-gallon propane tank.
Yeah.
My ass went.
You're good, Jay. That's either way, bro.
My thing's scorpions.
Show us all that wood.
Oh my God. We had a scorpion here one time in my daughter's room when she was like really little. It was terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Remember, I stepped on the fucking scorpion.
You, sir,
that was on
were
base.
not here. No, you were not here because I had to go get the neighbor to come over here because I put a bowl on top of it.
That was when I was deployed, yeah.
Yes, you were deployed, and I had to go get the fucking neighbor because Piper came out of her room saying that there was a bug on her floor, and I went and it had come out of her closet. It was a fucking scorpion. Yeah.
You know what caused my scorpion phobia?
What?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh no.
Oh.
Nah, dude, we lived on.
Here you go, Tina and Ash. This was outside of my gate. Right in front of my house.
That tarantula?
Big old tarantula, yeah.
As long as it's not a black widow or a brown recluse, I'm good.
Nope, I don't do spiders.
Big old tarantula.
Nope.
Just chilling in the rocks. At my front gate.
He was warming up.
That motherfucker would.
Then we had a snake in our house. In our master bedroom. A snake.
Snakes don't bother me. Snakes don't bother me.
Snakes don't bother me either.
But
just chilling. I caught it too. Put it in
we were saying that last podcast that, or it might have been on stream, that there's only like 5 snakes in the United States, types of snakes that you need to worry about, and the rest of them are actually good to have around, unless they're eating like your eggs or something. But the same thing with spiders. There's 2 spiders that are real dangerous in the United States, and that's Black Widow and brown recluse.
I know.
So there's only one type of spider that I will be homies with, and I will go and give them fucking dap every night, and that is an orb weaver.
I was gonna say
spider daddy long legs.
No, orb weaver
is a good spider.
Okay, so orb weavers.
Man, I love playing with those.
So orb weavers or whatever, they actually go in like the crevices around your doors and all that shit. But they actually eat mosquitoes and flies and all that stuff. But they are the most docile spider out there. And they're super fucking cool. We had them in Japan, and everybody, they get bigger than tarantulas.
Oh, yeah. They're
huge.
Golden orb weavers in Australia fucking eat birds and shit.
Yes.
I grew up around banana spiders. We had banana spiders where I grew up.
Fuck a banana spider. That motherfucker can die.
Texas too.
I'd be having to patch holes in my walls because 12 gauge would have come out.
Well, that's where I was, Southeast Texas, where I grew up. We had a swing. My grandfather built this like one of those like porch swings or whatever, but it wasn't on a porch. It was just out in our front yard. And those banana spiders loved to like spread out. They're like this big, man. They're, oh my gosh.
But banana spiders are actually highly venomous too. Just like Jay's, like those are bad. Yeah,
I've seen those in Texas.
Highly.
But they're docile. They don't fuck with you.
Well, it's the same thing with daddy longlegs. You know, daddy longlegs are actually like considered to be, if not the most, one of the most venomous
spiders
in the world, but they just can't bite you.
I'm pretty sure they are the most venomous.
I think they are.
Not toward humans.
I just didn't want to say for sure and be wrong because I couldn't remember exactly, but I knew they were one of at least.
It's the same thing with a squirrel, with a coral snake. Like they're the most venomous snake in the state of Texas.
Not venomous.
Over rattlesnakes and everything, but they are not. Their mouths aren't that big, so they're very docile and they don't try to bite you. And if they do, they have to get you like on like the end of the hand or something. They can't do like a whole hand or anything.
I won't kill a snake, but I'm still scared of them. But I don't have any interest in killing them. But I can't. But spiders are the only ones that I'm like I know you're just trying to live, dude. But I can't. I can't do it.
It is a myth that the daddy longleg is the most venomous spider in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
They are like number one in eating like mosquitoes and other bad spiders and stuff. They are really good.
I want to say the most venomous spider in the world is in Australia.
It's
a funnel web spider.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been lied to my entire life.
Me too, actually.
I've been told that my whole life about daddy longlegs.
So have I. But I watch.
That's a wives' tale, so they keep you from playing with them as a kid.
We have hobo spiders up here.
Hobo spiders?
Yeah.
Do they carry a little bag on a stick and try to jump on trains?
If you look at their back, it has like a little violin shape on its back. And they're pretty venomous. It's like a brown recluse. It'll basically like
rot your skin
out around the
I'm gonna have nightmares about spiders tonight. Like Tuna's gonna
so like a brown recluse later.
Yeah,
you know, there's a snake that does that as well. It's called the king brown.
Yep, the king brown.
Ooh.
Hobo spiders aren't generally a bad bite, but they can be nasty. It's not
so basically what you're saying is we're watching.
Change this. I'm a lot more than a subject change. This is going to be on my brain for hours.
Nah, Jay, we're watching Arachnophobia tonight.
What was that? Spider mutants from Mars or something?
I'll just give her my venom.
Oh my god!
Without Googling it, you fuckers. What's the most venomous snake in the world?
The Black Mama.
Is that a racer? A type of racer?
That is not true. Black Mama is not the...
It's a racer, isn't it? I can't remember what type of racer it is.
It's in Australia.
I
thought it was the brown.
It is.
Well, Australia's got all the deadliest animals in the world.
I thought it was the brown snake.
It's the sea snake.
Negative.
It's not the sea snake?
No, it is called the inland... It's called the inland taipan or the fierce snake.
Yeah, the taipan. Yeah. The Kangas snake.
You remember? You remember when? The trouser snake, conga snake. Yeah, no, you remember? What was his name? The crocodile hunter guy, Steve Irwin.
Yeah,
Steve Irwin.
So there's when you watched his show, and at the beginning of the show, you see him laying in like the desert in dirt, and there's a snake right at his face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the inland taipan.
Damn.
That motherfucker was like, this is the most venomous snake in the world. He looks pissed off, doesn't he? I'm gonna go fuck with him.
He's so beautiful.
It's
my mom loved watching Steve Irwin. She was obsessed. I was so sad when he died.
Taipan?
Inland taipan, or the fierce snake. Look it up.
It's got a biting force of 300 pounds per square inch. I'm going to go put my face in it.
Or you get oh my God, we found one in its natural habitat.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, that's all you go to.
I know, to get taken out by a stingray of all things.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's on site with all stingrays from now on.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking snake, though.
It is a cool looking snake.
Well, and then Piper looks at us and she's like, "Hey, can I bring a snake home?" Nah, bitch, fuck you.
No. And she has pet rats. I'm like, how can you have pet rats and a snake? Now, she would not feed her rats to the snake. She's
I was
not.
going to say, depending on what kind it is.
No, she loves her rats. But I just,
well,
I just never have an animal that I would have to feed other animals. Like, I just could not do that.
It's got to be a decent sized snake to feed rats.
When I was a kid, I lived across the street from people that had dozens of snakes. They had 12-foot boa constrictors.
Oh, I had 2.
Yeah, they had all kinds. They had like 15 at least. And I would go over there and you go in their bathroom and they're like crawling around the shower.
See, Jesus. And I look at that and all I see is snake food.
Here's a pigeon.
I think so. Snakes, like you can go to the pet store and get these things called feeder mice, right?
Yeah, the
like
feeder
little
mice.
tiny mice. Yeah, little feeder mice.
Yeah,
kind of big.
These
no, it's not.
We actually rescued from a pet store. She would have been a feeder rat, and we saved her.
So that rat right there was actually kind of small for one of my snakes. For one of my snakes, that's actually kind of a small rat.
It's not an LA rat, that's for sure.
We don't have them anymore. I was
Nature rat.
Nature rat.
Yeah,
bro, they're all over down here.
We had a Burmese python. She was 14 feet long.
Jesus.
Yeah.
There's
her
actually
head,
in Louisiana,
her head was the size of my hand.
There's a bounty on their tail. You can get like $6 a tail for Nutria. Yeah.
That's so sad.
In LA, they have giant
because
rats.
They're an invasive species and they destroy,
the levee systems.
They destroy everything around them. Pretty much, it's just like the wild boars and hogs and stuff like that. They destroy it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On Nutria, they're specifically bedding into like the levee systems in Louisiana and causing a bunch of damage. And it's worth more to pay people to kill them than it is to continue to repair the levees.
It's just like in Texas and stuff like that. They hunt hogs. New Mexico, Arizona, all of them year round because they destroy your land.
We shot hogs in where is it? Somewhere in it like around Reno maybe. And when I was with my helicopter unit, they were out on the gun range and they had the GOW up on the helicopter. Shot hogs with a fucking GOW machine gun off the helicopter.
You can have helicopter hunts in Texas. You can hunt hogs from helicopters in Texas.
When I was at basic training in Kentucky, they shot deer out on the range.
Oh yeah,
we were out there.
That's even more tragic.
They went out with the gator later and freaking picked one up.
They kept it. They didn't just
delicious.
They didn't shoot it to shoot it though. They actually went out, field dressed it, kept it. Everything.
Yeah, but I don't eat meat anyway. So that
I'd have ate the shit out of that.
It doesn't impress me.
For us meat eaters,
took it.
We ate the meat.
I tell my neighbors if shit ever hits the fan and we're living like fucking Walking Dead times or whatever, you better hide your dogs, hide your cats, because I'm eating all the protein around here. I don't care what it is.
No.
If I gotta eat,
I can't.
I couldn't.
So sad
with dogs. I draw the line there.
Now I'm gonna dream about. I'm gonna dream about spiders and dead animals tonight. So I appreciate you guys.
I draw the line at dogs. Sorry.
Dogs would be my last option because you can always work a dog. Cats, they're gone first.
Cats, easy choice.
Yeah, they're going to be eating all the birds that I could be eating.
You fall in?
I don't know what happened to him.
There he is.
Another rat.
He's back with the rat. Snake food. So that
Sebastian's very sweet. Okay.
Our big snake got so big we actually fed it rabbits one time.
No, I had pet rabbits. Don't.
Yeah.
You see, you see the picture out of Florida of the python and that ate an alligator, and the alligator busted out of it. It was so big that it clawed its way out. So like they both died, but the alligator's hanging halfway out of the python.
Jesus, no.
No, I did not.
Where was it? It's probably South America. It's probably like a
no, Florida.
Like
Florida.
Florida?
Florida, yes.
That's
crazy.
Okay,
I don't believe
I
that.
saved a turtle the other day from the middle of the road.
Nice. See, I love turtles. I actually have a shirt.
I just needed some positive animal energy in the conversation.
I actually have a shirt with a turtle on it that says "What the shell."
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna share the picture in Discord.
Oh Jesus!
Welcome back there, sunshine.
Where are you gonna put it
Dude,
at?
those little fucking claws are making me all itchy.
Oh, no,
I need a
I
back
have
row.
to respect the. Oh, it's National Geographic. That's why.
Yeah, it's so.
I just don't
That's
believe
a big
that
ass
happened
boa.
in Florida.
Jay, that's a big ass boa, bro.
Some crazy things happen in Florida.
Yeah, there's people eating each other's faces in Florida.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Florida's got some
He's
shit
over here
going
trying
on.
to take my job, I guess. I don't.
Right?
He's coming for my job.
Come on.
Florida's got weird shit going on.
Here, I'll send you that
they
pic
got
that Jay
some
sent me.
Big snakes there now because of they were let loose and they're kind of taking over. But I don't know if there's any big enough to eat like a full blown gator.
I don't know.
Maybe a small baby gator, but not a decent sized gator.
God damn it. I can't reach that.
I don't know. What is the biggest, because I know the snakes in Florida have been becoming a nuisance because people buy these exotic snakes and then release them because they can't care for them.
Yeah.
So now, what's the biggest that's been found so far? I wonder.
In Florida?
Yeah. We're like 15 feet long or 20 feet long or something.
It's in the squad photo shack. The picture of the gator busting out of this.
I can't click on it, so you guys will have to. Because if I click on it, it's going to throw our entire stream out of whack. I'll check it out later, but I got to figure out a way to where we can share. I can drag a photo up onto the screen.
Well,
I think I could.
Big.
It's hard to even tell what's snake and what's gator in that picture.
They found an 18-foot, 215-pound python.
That's crazy, man. 18 feet.
That's a Burmese python, which is what our snake.
Yeah,
that can crawl and hang from a regulation NBA basketball rim and almost come back down and hit the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Even that snake right there, even that 18-footer, would have a hard time putting down a decent sized gator. Like a small baby gator, yeah.
Like a few feet long.
Go look at the message I sent in the group chat on Twitter. That was what Jay sent me. Talking about fits a topic.
Good God.
On the tweet?
Yeah, Twitter.
Oh my gosh. No, thank you.
And how tall are you, Jay?
Yeah.
I mean, again, I have nothing against snakes. I would not wish anything bad upon a snake.
She is a beautiful snake.
I like, they're good from a distance. I just don't.
6'1". And Jay's 6'1", so just in comparison.
That snake's like
the
14 long,
that my
15
neighbors
long.
had were like that big around. Fucking nope ropes.
Dude.
It's
nothing but muscle.
Feeding them. It's
like
feeding them.
That's like a 15-foot snake.
Feeding them either.
That he's holding.
Yeah, roundabout.
Nah, it's about 12.
Yeah,
11.
well,
I mean,
not
he's
even 12. Yeah, he's 6'1".
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
another
He's
4
6'1".
Down.
It's only got 4 feet extra, so 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay, my math was off.
I'd say 10 to 11 and a half.
What happens when we don't use calculators?
I'm not a math. I didn't have my calculator out.
Mathematician.
Yeah, I'm not
I'd listen to AG. He knows his fucking distances.
I'm not a mathologist.
He's an artillery guy.
I'm not an artillery.
Numbers and letters are hard, and when they started adding numbers with letters, forget about it.
Mm-hmm. I made my first B in pre-algebra in school, and I went home and cried about it.
My freshman year, I was in algebra and first period, and I went to school stoned every day. And it was when I first started smoking, so I'd get really fucking stoned off just like a couple of hits. And I went in there, and I would sleep the whole time. I'd wake up, do my worksheets, and take my test, and I maintained a B average the entire year.
Should have written down the steps. Just saying.
I could not have. Math was not my thing, which is funny because I ended up going into accounting and finance. But if you work in accounting and finance, you know that accounting and finance is not math. It's logic with calculators to support it.
Justine!
He heard us talking about snakes.
Yeah, he did.
Talk about snakes and the cobra shows up.
His snake sense, snaky sense started tingling.
His trouser snake went off.
Look at her.
Oh, I'm not talking about economics, Jay. Economics, I'm talking about just purely accounting, debits and credits, finding the penny.
Pluses and minuses.
Yeah. That was something that they taught us in math models was, credit and stock market and credit, not credit card, bank accounts.
That should be a mandatory math class that all kids should take.
Yeah. I could literally just balance people's books and for a living and be happy. I actually want to start a second business for bookkeeping once I get mine on a little bit more autopilot and I don't have to be so involved in everything. I really want to start a second business for bookkeeping for creative entrepreneurs. And I enjoy it. I love finding the penny and just balancing to zero. It's one of those nerd things that I get a lot of enjoyment out of.
That's another thing. That math models class was for the people that weren't smart enough to take calculus. The people the less desirables, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah,
the degenerates.
You do not have to write that down, Jay. Actually, there is software for that.
It's true.
I mean, technically, it's still
called QuickBooks and Excel.
Mm-hmm.
You're just typing it down instead of writing it.
They don't really teach any of that stuff in school anymore, do they?
Exactly.
Do they teach how to balance a checkbook anymore?
No.
No.
I don't think they do.
No, because you don't use checkbooks anymore.
Who has checks anymore?
It's a register. Okay, it's a register.
Yeah. I have a story about this. So my 16-year-old.
So what is a checkbook?
What is a checkbook?
A register to use to balance your accounts.
I used to do that. I used to do that with ours. But so my 16-year-old, right? She worked for Red Lobster. And this amazed me because it was a manager. Okay. The manager of a Red Lobster. So Piper asks me one day, she's like, Mom, it had something to do, I'm trying to remember the exact specifics of it, but it had something to do with the amount that was deposited in her account was different than what her check should have been or something like that. And she was like, could it have been, that my taxes hadn't been taken out yet or something like that. And I was like, no, baby, that's not how it works. And I do know that I have I try not to take for granted that I have a little bit of a more advanced understanding of W-2s and things like that because I was an accountant and I worked in public accounting for a long time. So I don't know what other people that didn't do that, what they, know about it. So anyway, I'm just like, no, that's not how it works. Have you ever looked at one of your pay stubs before? And she's like, I don't get a pay stub. I'm like, yes, you do get a pay stub. It's just, it's all digital now. Right. And she was like, so by the time I answered her, she was like, oh no, I talked to my manager and she said, it's just my taxes. And I was like, she's a manager. And this manager is telling her that the difference between what went into her account and what her check should have been is because her taxes haven't come out yet. And I was like, that's not how it works. Those taxes come out before you ever see that money. And so I had to pull up, I made her pull up a pay stub at home so that I could show her your Social Security and your withholding and all that.
My God, and all that.
It just amazed me that her manager could not answer her question. So she just told her it was her taxes. And I'm like, that's not even how that works. Like, I understand Piper not understanding, but her manager telling her that, I was like, that's completely wrong. She's like, no, Mom, she pulled it up and she got to the exact number. And I'm like, plug in this number. I want you to back this out. Plug in this number. I want you to, what it was is she had a charge that was pending. And that was the difference in her account balance. That's what it was. Her account balance was different than her available balance. And she thought that it was because of her taxes. Yeah. And it was, she had a pending charge that had not come cleared yet.
That's why I keep a register. So you know.
Right.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Well, but that manager was probably not, but maybe 4 years older than she was.
Yeah,
I
mean, you got to look at that nowadays.
This is true.
I mean, you could stick to fucking Taco Bell for 5 years and be a fucking GM and make $70,000 a year nowadays.
And I would hope at that point you would understand that your taxes never touch your bank account.
No, you could fuck up a fucking soft taco, but you don't know shit about taxes.
Do I write stuff down on the register? Yes. Like a check number, if it's a check number, or if it's a charge. Like, let's say I go to the gas station, that receipt will go in there.
My dad does that.
He's trying to make you say that you don't use your calculator for doing that. You write it down.
I write it down, but I do the math with the calculator. Like, I don't need to do it on hand on the paper. I write it down in the register. I punch what this was minus this much or plus this much, and then I have my next line balance.
That's a memory thing, not a
So basically what you're saying is you balance your checkbook every month.
A register, bounce it off the bank sheet to make sure I didn't miss anything, or the bank isn't charging me more than for something, like something come out that I didn't purchase that I know.
Yeah, I used to do that, and then I got away from it, and I don't anymore. I should, but I don't.
Well, see, USA is really good about telling me when I should not have made a purchase.
Yeah, that's the same with Navy Fed. I mean, they'll send me a text, be like, "Did you buy this?" I'm like, "Nope." Push N. Nope. All right, charge. Denied charge. I'm like, sweet.
Last time we went to Louisiana, our bank froze our card and called us to make sure that it was us. Because we were in a different state.
They've done that to us before,
I have to call anytime I travel. If I travel anywhere, I call them and let them know. And then if I going out of the country, the same thing. I'll let them know where I'm going, like where I'm going to be at. That way, they don't shut my card off.
So now your banks are your probation officers now.
Kind of. I want to be able to access my funds. You know what I mean? So if I got to tell them, hey, I'm going to be here for a few months, like, don't turn off my card because it's not a weird charge. Okay.
Ever since we went to Mississippi, I have learned to log onto the app every time we travel and go, this is where we're going. Yeah. This is how we're traveling.
Because every time we travel, his shit gets hacked.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's
like literally in the last, 10 years, I think he's had to get a new card 5 times.
It's gas stations.
It's got to be because it never happens with my card ever.
So when I travel, I use a credit card because that
obviously
that ain't my money. That's the bank's money. It's way easier to get money back on a credit card. So anytime you use a travel card, like a credit card at the pumps, because the pump is generally where the skimming devices are at. Mm-hmm. They're so easy to install, and as soon as you swipe it, your info is gone. You still make your purchase, but they steal it.
So we got the Apple Card a while back, and this whole trip to Vegas or whatever, I actually used that every time we filled up for gas and had zero issues.
But here just recently, like
I just got
3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah, we literally just had to do it again like 3 or 4 weeks ago because there were some fraudulent charges trying to hit our account. And he was like, this time I'm linking everything to your card because it never happens to me. It only happens to him. And Now, granted, I don't put gas in my own car, so that,
and she never leaves the house.
I mean, I would
tell people if you make purchases online or you go using gas stations and you're not and you're traveling, you should use a credit card for that.
See, that's the funny thing. I only use mine 95% of what my card gets used for is online because I buy things online. And I've never had any issues, but. Yep.
Well, and since my card has been out, I've been just because with that Apple card, we get freaking daily cash back in my Apple Cash or whatever. So I've been using that or whatever, and then I just transfer it and pay it.
Yeah.
And
you just use it, pay it off, pay it back because you have the money here. Yep. You're just using a different payment method, so you're not compromising your personal funds.
I have a business credit card that I do that with because I get 2% on everything. So even if I just go out and about, sometimes I'll just use my business card and then just pay it off because I get points.
The cool thing, points and benefits and stuff. If you're traveling, is an Amex card. I know they're $500 a year annual fee, but you can get it waived. Being in the military, you get it waived.
Yep.
That thing's amazing. You get access to all the fucking lounges at the airport.
I see.
It's
for
crazy,
us,
man.
we don't travel enough for that. Military wise, I haven't been TDY even enough to do that. So that whenever I was looking when I was looking at all the different cards, when I was looking at all the cards, I was like, the Apple card is actually kind of legit because within 24 hours, I get it deposited to my Apple Cash.
Yeah.
So I pretty much use it for gas money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And every time his card gets hacked.
The Apple card gets hacked?
No.
It is not. So
he uses the Apple card every time his card gets hacked.
Oh, yeah. I like the way they set up their shit, though.
Yeah. Jay, she is deathly afraid of planes. Okay, I will send you some pictures of her on a plane. She is completely fucked up, by the way, on these. But if I told her, hey, babe, we're going to Thailand tomorrow, she'd be like, all right, cool.
Give me some value and some tequila, baby. Let's go.
And she'll go in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Never been on a plane?
Never been on a plane. Oh.
Wow.
You're not missing anything except what's on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you're missing is
lands.
It's everything on the other side.
Just fear.
But are you afraid of the plane though, Jay? That's the thing.
But I don't think you would know. I don't think you would know until you got on a plane, would you? Would you really be afraid of it? Not knowing? Or is it just fear of the unknown?
So I have thanatophobia. So I am literally afraid of death.
Oh.
So I don't do anything that is unnecessary risk. So roller coasters and planes.
See, I was about to say, you got to think of it it's just a really high roller coaster.
Yeah, I don't do roller coasters. I've had a panic attack on a tilt-a-whirl. Okay.
I think roller coasters.
And let's face it, if that thing breaks, you're not going very far. Okay?
I think roller coasters are probably far more dangerous than airplanes, though.
I'm out here doing 70 miles an hour in a side-by-side on sketchy dirt roads in the mountains.
I mean, a Ferris wheel is probably put together by a dude with 2 teeth with a meth addiction.
It smells like cauliflower and cheese.
If it's like some little janky, fair.
Mm-hmm. I think the ones that theme parks, actual theme parks, where they have actual people who are fucking technicians who've tons of experience, have they're professionals in that field. They're engineers.
Not the carnies.
They're fucking engineers. That's smart, and they're making sure these things work correctly.
Well, most of those major theme parks actually have legit engineers on staff.
Oh yeah,
actual engineers.
They're inspecting these things constantly too,
and all the technicians. Yeah.
Well, but as many times as the carnies have broken those down and put them back up, they have been taught the skills to do it safely.
Yeah, but when you break shit down and put it back together a million times, it doesn't.
It wears out.
Work as well after a while.
Naval aviation. Any kind of aviation, you take a plane apart, you put it back together, it's now worse than when you got it. Guaranteed.
All you gotta do it, just you're good. Lube it up a little bit, you know. Like
there's a saying in aviation is 90% of the maintenance we have to do is because of 90% of the maintenance we've done.
Yep.
You take a plane apart from the factory and you put it back together, it is terrible for it, and they do it so often.
It is terrible.
Whereas the airliners, they do it differently. Like they take it apart every 120 days, and only parts that need to be looked at from the engineers say look at. So you do that. Jay hit it. It's like
Jay hit it. He said just like trying to repackage something the exact way.
He's right. You take apart a VCR, put it back together, and it doesn't fucking work anymore. That shit happens all the time.
Why do I have 3 bolts left over?
Yeah. What does this go to?
I must have did an incredible job because I got spare parts.
Yeah.
I did it in less parts than the engineers did.
Most of the time it's because somebody replaced something and didn't realize that they did, or they forgot that they did. Yeah. But that's why you have an inspector come through and look at it too.
Is camping. You take a tent out of the bag, it never goes back in the tent.
Never goes back in.
Fuck no.
This is bullshit.
Never.
That same truth transfers over to folding fucking camping chairs too, man. When they go in that little slip thing, you know,
in those little bags.
You're like, what the
fucking
fuck?
Air mattresses.
To fold it up and stuff it in there. Yeah.
Oh my god, air mattresses are the worst.
Sleeping bags. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Never the same.
I legitimately think that sleeping bags are the worst.
Oh yeah, dude, they are.
I usually get sleeping bags in pretty good, actually.
Well, you're Army, and you spent a lot of time in the field, so you had a lot of time figuring it out.
Yeah, let's go back.
Get an above ground pool, use it for the summer, and then try to put that thing back into the same box.
Oh no!
Like Jay said, the canopy.
Yeah,
gonna happen.
Yeah,
canopies.
Yeah. How many years, AG, did it take you to get the sleeping bag in the exact same proportion that it came in?
Basic training.
Yeah, but how many times did you do it in basic training to learn it?
You had to perfect it. Just like folding your damn underwear in basic training. You gotta be able to
get it back in that bag, get it compressed down, pull it tight so it can go back in your rucksack with all your shit. You got to figure it out.
But that's what I'm saying. How many times did you do it to perfect it?
Figure it out, recruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same as folding your underwear and shit in basic, man.
Yeah, you figure it out pretty quickly when you're getting smoked and doing push-ups because your bag ain't right.
Yep.
I got smoked over fucking folding t-shirts, learning how to roll a fucking sock and then flip it over. Like,
it was a lot of push-ups, Jay. A lot of push-ups.
I must have went through boot camp with my mom then.
She's making you do push-ups,
rolling socks. She's got me. Towels have to be folded in thirds every time.
Flutter kicks, mountain climbers.
Yeah.
See, we worked smarter, not harder, and we lived out of our dirty clothes. Although we got caught though. We did get caught, and we got.
It was the smell, wasn't it?
Trouble. Yeah. No.
They would do the laundry, but put it in the dirty clothes.
Yeah, we did our laundry, but then we kept all of our clean laundry in the dirty clothes hamper
in a laundry bag.
And then we just had one. We had like 1 or 2 pairs of socks and underwear and whatever it was in the drawers, and they just stayed.
Never
rolled up
it.
and folded and never touched it. And
5,000 IQ right there.
Right, but
they should have gave you a promotion.
We didn't get to do that because they would open your fucking locker and count how many of each item you had after laundry day.
Oh, see,
they would count it. Like, where's your 6th pair of socks at? On your face. Like, God damn it.
So while I was in basic, we all had jobs. We had the one guy that we figured out had the best fucking t-shirt roll, the best fucking sock roll, who could align the fucking shoes the best or whatever. And it was like, okay, this is your fucking job. Your ass is going to get the fucking soap party if this gets fucked up. Like that. But we all had jobs because we played on what we were good at. And it worked out perfectly. But yeah, we each had a job. And the t-shirt guy, after the fucking, second night of getting his ass whooped, he figured out, I should probably make every single shirt the exact way.
They also didn't like that we slept on the floor so that we didn't have to make our beds in the morning.
This is true.
We had these wire racks that we slept on. It's a bunk bed, and underneath is like this zigzaggy wire that travels down it, and just a mattress on it. And like I spent so much time underneath mine because you're just basically pulling your sheet tighter and tighter underneath it, and your blanket. So when you sleep on it, you just go up underneath it, and then you fucking pull all that shit tight, and it's all good. But I figured out you could like loop your fingers into those things, in the little wire things, and just take a nap. And it just looks like you're fucking fixing your bed and no one fucks with you. You get like 15 minutes out of that shit. Before someone comes by and finds out and drags your ass out of there.
You hit that.
Yeah. You hit one of those fucking wake up suddenly.
You ever had like wake up just choking, coughing?
Yeah.
I did that when my baby was young, still sleeping in the same room with us. And my wife like just jumps out of bed and she gives me the evilest stare, like, you wake that baby up, I swear to God, I'll kill you. I'm like, I'm already dying over here.
Don't wake the baby. I'm dead.
Tuna does that nightly when we're watching TV.
Yeah.
And then I look over and he frantically argues with me that he's not sleeping.
Everybody does that.
Sleeping? No, I'm awake. I'm watching.
He literally just got done going.
Yeah.
And then
why are you talking shit?
I look at him and he looks at me. What?
I was awake.
I'm up. All
right, what just happened in the show? I don't know. I must have
I'm like, what just happened?
Nothing.
He hates that.
The stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then she did this. Yeah, that.
Yeah, he hates that. He's like, that's because that's the only way he knows I got him. He's like, I don't know. Just turn it off.
Well, you just recount the last thing you remember, and it happens to be 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That was like 30 minutes ago. Oh yeah, that's true. Well,
so long ago.
So I think the male, like, long-term being on the shitter was invented in basic training because that's where you escaped for a nap.
It's true.
And nobody could say any different.
You had doors on your stalls?
Yes.
I didn't have doors.
Okay, what you got to understand is
you went to pansy camp, babe.
I wasn't a seaman.
We had this thing called a wiki shower.
Have y'all seen the guy that does like the stereotypes of all the different branches on TikTok?
Yes. There's a couple of them.
That dude is hilarious.
We had doors on our shitters, but we had open showers.
Yeah. See, I see Navy and Air Force. Like, he does Navy in the very stereotypical way, but I see Air Force and Navy, like, they're very much the same personality wise.
Yeah.
One may just be a little bit more flamboyant than the other based on the stereotypical
Depends
nature
on where
of
you're
the
at.
TikToks.
Let's say you're, on a boat at sea for a long time.
I can tell you
those are the
that
typical
the Air Force is
about.
nothing like the Army.
No, I see Army and Marines.
That depends on the career field, though.
Well, see, now the
I work on an Air
Marines,
Force base, and I can tell you,
Marines go on ships.
fuckers don't have to do shit for themselves.
That depends on the career field.
I mean, we don't have anybody that works at the Navy Inn. That's like a civilian thing. Civilians work there. I know in the Air Force bases, they have like airmen working in there.
No, not.
Well, sometimes they do. In certain
Nellis, they
do. Yeah.
I could say that one for sure.
If I was going to deploy with any branch or whatever, I would not want to deploy with the Air Force at all. Give me any of the other three branches. Legitimately.
I don't mind deploying with the Air Force.
Okay,
actually.
Space Force and fucking Coast Guard. Go away.
Coasties like to party, man.
They do.
They just party all the time, and they work for like 2 hours.
Dude, I partied with I partied with a few Navy SEALs, and oh my God, those motherfuckers can drink, and that's just all Spec Ops communities. That's what I did for the last part of my deployment was working with those guys. They're just fucking insane.
All Spec Ops.
This is what I've done a lot of deployments with teams and joint branch teams as well. So 353rd SOG, like we got maritime task forces. We got
you get the dev crew side.
We got the teams. We got MARSOC guys or raiders, whatever you want to call them now.
Yep.
And then ODA. So like we've deployed with a lot of them guys, and all they do all day is work out. They work out all day, and then we're like, hey, we got a helicopter ready. And then they go get on a helicopter. They do whatever they got to do. They come back, and then they go back to working out again.
So it's basically like the opening credits to fucking Predator all the time.
Yeah. They literally bring a whole fucking ass gym with them in fucking ISUs. Yep. Come out and like it's just the whole hangar. Half of it is gym equipment and guns.
So at least we know that part of all of the movies is correct.
Yeah,
it's literally what they show in all the movies. They're always
like,
out.
Yeah, I got a mission for you.
They'd come by and be like, "Hey, you guys, you want to go to the range today?" We're like, "Sweet." So we go to the range and shoot all their guns. It's fucking badass. It was fun. Yeah, it was awesome, man. They're such cool dudes too, most of them. Except the only ones I didn't like was the corpsmen that were embedded because they thought they were operators, but they weren't. So they had this like certain amount of arrogance about them.
The reason that I got over onto that side is I just happened to be in the fucking BX one day, and the guy that I went to BMT with. So went to BMT, and then they always ask, "Hey, who wants to be honor guard?" This dude went to honor guard, and he was supposed to be a cop. And I saw him when I was deployed, and he was like, "Thompson?" And I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm OSI now." So they recruited him out of fucking OSI. Or out of fucking the honor guard to be OSI, and he was already deployed. And we sat right next to each other because we had like 3 cans of dip that we fucking polished off in a 4-hour bus ride. And he was like, "What do you do?" And I was like, wasting my life away. So he pulled me over there. And these dudes literally go through an Xbox a week. Like, that's how much they played. Between, it would be mission, workout, Xbox. Yep. Like, that's what they did. And I'm like, holy shit, dude, what do y'all do? And then the Aussies would come through, and then, so little known fact, Foster's Beer has an NSN.
Yep. I do know that actually, yeah.
So basically the way that the military gets their supply shit is through an NSN.
It's an identifying number.
It's an identifying number. It's basically a stock number. But if it doesn't have an NSN, you can't get it through. You have to procure it through a different way. But if it has an NSN, you can get it through a supply chain, and all you got to do is say, "Hey, I'm going to pay for this." Do the NSN, and then boom, it gets sent to you.
Order it.
The coolest person I ever met was an Aussie. He'd be equivalent to like our E9, like Sergeant Major for me. Like, and he was doing our briefs in Kuwait before we went in Iraq. He was like the coolest motherfucker I ever met, ever.
Oh, those guys don't give a fuck.
10 years in the military.
Yeah.
You know, the coolest fucking guy. We're doing our brief, and he's actually going over like where everybody is in Iraq. Even the different countries, everything. And then he got his laser pointer, and he's telling us, all right, America's like pretty much everywhere. Aussies over here. You got, England, British over here. You got shit. And he's like, and I don't know if you noticed, but nowhere on this fucking map will you see a French flag. Fucking pussies. I was like, that was awesome.
the one thing that I've learned about the Aussies is they go nowhere fast.
Yeah.
Like legitimately. Like these motherfuckers, so like the Brits have a tea time, the Aussies have a fucking Foster's time. Like legitimately, they're like the only branch that can legally drink on a deployment.
That they're
we
fun.
got all good on General Order number 1.
We did
GO1.
Did a talisman saber with them guys down in Australia, which is really fun. They're fucking wild, man. They're wild.
I still got an Aussie uniform. Me and an Aussie swapped uniforms.
Still?
What's that?
Half of them are probably drunk.
No, you know what's crazy about their militaries? They'll have like our equivalent to like an E4 or something, right? And they'll be like 45. Just because they don't want the promotion, they just want to stay where they're at, and they'll have like 20 fucking years in. They just stay there because they don't want more responsibility, and they they're a sergeant,
so it's
basically.
Like reserves or nasty girls.
No, he's the fucking king of the E4 mafia. What are you talking about?
Well, that's how it is. Like when I was at Fort Hood, we had some nasty girls come through going on deployment, and I was like,
the barracks
rats. Who the fuck are these guys? And I'm like, what is going on? Who are these people?
The barracks bunnies.
And my buddy's like, oh, they're National Guard. And I'm like, oh, all right. And then we looking at them. Dude, half of them are like gray hair and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And he's in E4.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Dude's like 60. It was nuts.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they just don't. They can promote, but they just don't want to, and they just stay where they're at.
So what's crazy is I was about to be fucking Aussie Special Forces dude. Back in the day, I got a fucking recruitment letter from those guys. They were trying to recruit U.S. troops. And the only reason I didn't...
Australia?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We wanted to do it too. Like 1,000%.
They hold dual citizenship. They get better benefit.
They're commandos then, right? That branch of SOF commandos?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And
you should get danger pay just from stepping foot on Australia, though.
Right?
Well, so the thing about it is they get better benefits than what we do now, because the healthcare system over there is a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? But the retirement benefits and all that stuff. Oh, and by the way, I got to keep dual citizenship.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And and the pay was fucking triple than what I was making back then. Only reason I didn't do that is because I had to separate from the U.S. military for 6 months prior. But otherwise, I would have done it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I heard
there was
about
like
that
a whole program for it.
Yeah.
That dude, me and the recruiters talked for about 4 months.
Wow.
Because I would have been like, "Fuck yeah, dude, let's do it."
Done it.
Damn.
The problem was, I was in E3 at the time. E3, E4 at the time. I could not afford to separate for 6 months.
Yeah.
Like if they would have offered it to me now, I'd be like, fuck, let's go. I'd have done it in a heartbeat. And part of it now is because I'm more educated on how those guys operate, and I've been there. I've worked with those guys before, and fuck shit, let's go. I'd have done it in a heartbeat. And the thing about it is there is not any bullshit that I've seen in their military that I do see today. Like, it's not all about politics.
Yeah. I think it would be hard to know, though, if you weren't, like, involved in it, perhaps. Yeah. It might be there, but we just don't see it from our side, I would imagine there's something,
I would say there's some degree of it, but...
It is, after all, the royal,
Yeah,
it's
what I'm saying.
It's run by the government, so...
Yeah.
There's got to be some level.
But I mean, the thing about it is the difference between a fucking democracy and, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different.
Yeah. I think what we probably see the most is, I want to say, in the officer ranks, somewhere around the 05 level is probably where it gets real political like that, like real bureaucratic. somewhere around the 05 level is where it really becomes part of the job.
Yeah.
I mean even maybe in 04, depending on the position. Like it in the Army, major. If you're like the Lightbird's XO, it's gonna start to be kind of
you're gonna
So for us, the pilot community is a lot like that. Because 04 is like really where they're starting to they're trying to set them up for. It's a balance with the pilots because like they don't want to pull them out of flying because they need to be flying, but they also want to put them in other positions to allow them to promote.
Yeah.
So like, up at wing jobs and stuff like that. So 04 is like that sweet spot for
you gotta go do
especially the pilot community.
You gotta go do your fucking Pentagon job and do that too.
You got the full bird still flying over here.
But yes, Jay, they did go on lockdown, but look at the fucking country that had the least amount of fucking COVID cases during the pandemic. Oh, by the way, that was Australia and New Zealand because of what they did with lockdown. But the thing about it is their country came in and supported them. Mm-hmm. They didn't have to worry about this fucking, losing their job and all this other bullshit. They were still able to live a life.
Damn.
And I honestly think, hey, we had to quarantine for 2 weeks in the US, right? Fucking lock down the entire fucking country for 2 weeks. Get rid of it. Do the same thing for the common fucking cold. If the common cold is not passed around, it dies. Same thing can be transferred for the pandemic, i.e. common flu nowadays.
And when we shut down here in Vegas, thousands and thousands of people lost their jobs.
I lost my job from it, from COVID.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like, some of these, like, fucking the UK and Australia, Italy, I think they all did it right. The government actually stepped in to help them to where they didn't have to worry about the loss of their job.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that
just shows you how fragile our economic system is, though.
Three off-strip casinos completely closed their doors, shuttered themselves on purpose, knowing they couldn't get in trouble for firing all those people, laying them off. And they're still not open. They just let them all go.
I've always wanted to ask somebody in the Air Force, at what level do y'all find out about the Stargate?
Never.
Not 03.
I mean, when do you get into the SG level?
I haven't even figured out anything about UFOs yet, bro. So
not 03, I can tell you that.
But Jay, like you don't want to be dependent on a government, right? That's our government that you don't want to be dependent on, because I don't even want to be dependent on my government. And that's in the US. But whenever you're in a government system that you don't have to worry about it, like, because you trust them to help you out, that's where, like Ashley said, that is a great economic system to be dependent on.
Where all this stuff you pay into, you vote for, it somehow comes back and takes care of you in a short amount of time that you may need it before you can go back to normalcy.
Well, it's like there's some countries where like your healthcare, like other countries are like they can't fathom how people in the United States, some people don't have access to adequate healthcare because theirs is just inherently provided. Like they don't pay extra for healthcare.
Well, the problem with
Australia, the UK,
like everybody
Italy.
talks about Canada's healthcare. They take care of it. It's terrible.
You get what you don't pay for.
Canada, it's terrible.
Same thing with the military.
You're hurt.
I was about to say that's just like being in the military.
Yeah, you don't feel good or something like that. Something's wrong, and you call your doctor. You might not get a appointment for 6 months to go see your doctor.
That's the same here in America, though,
too. And
we pay thousands of dollars for it.
I mean, I call my doctor. I could be in a day.
My daughter's on a year waiting list to see a psychiatrist.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, you guys ready to wrap this thing up or what?
Yep.
I want to keep going. We're in 3 hours deep already.
I mean, I have nothing to do tomorrow, so I am okay. I don't care.
We could save it.
Exactly, Jay. It's next week. 6 months out at least.
I don't wrap up. Who does?
I don't wrap up either. What are you talking about?
Nope. That shit's for pussies.
I'm fixed. She's fixed. It doesn't matter.
I love the lean in on that.
I'm spayed. I'm neutered. She's spayed.
Yeah.
All
hey,
right.
Jay, I'm going to need some woodworking advice, though, on how to make my bed not creak while I'm railing it out.
Jesus, fuck.
Okay, that was even it.
All right, cool.
Like,
Wood oil.
She's like, I'm out.
Beeswax. I don't know.
Yeah, wax it up.
Jay, let's set it up, man.
joints.
Let's set it up for like next week, maybe, if you want to come on the show. You guys want to do it? Let's do it.
I've been talking to him on Twitter. I told him I was going to hit him up on a Discord call. So
hell yeah, let's set it up. Doesn't have to be right away if you're not ready to. Anytime. So let's do it.
Jay might be the inaugural guest.
Yeah,
I'll
first
send,
ever.
Hell yeah.
I'll send you a picture of the slab of wood that is currently on the floor underneath our bed.
All right.
I only have one arm to lift that fucking heavy ass fucking mattress.
No, it's legitimately just a malfunction of the bed in reality, because it's like it doesn't even require it doesn't require railing action to break. Is my point.
You can just sit on it.
We literally, I'm not even kidding you. The night that it happened, we were all piling into our bed because there was a tornado warning that our 10-year-old was terrified about. So we were like, literally, she and I were already in the bed, and he goes to get up in the bed, and all of a sudden, boom, like the front half of the bed just hit the floor. And
You know what will fix that? Mattresses on the floor.
Yeah, no, I can't.
No noise at all.
I can't do that.
I don't know. All right.
Can't do
Well, let's wrap this thing up.
Still
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.